Oops.
Hello. Hello, 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 hello. I messed up my start music. Did you all know it? That the starting soon playlists is all carefully crafted, selected songs in a specific order depending on the vibe of the game we're playing. Usually I craft a new one for each like new long game that we play, but then sometimes I forget to do so and I have to reuse one from an old game. Like I think the one that we're using for Crow Country is the one that was used for Toilet in Wonderland. But I sorted by title instead of number and it played in the wrong order. A tragedy on this um Wednesday. On this what are we doing here Wednesday? Welcome in Zach, welcome in Pass, welcome in Fred. I hope you are all having the Wendeliest of day. Live Ivy emote, but it's Mario. I have some slots. I have some emote slots open. I have like 5 animated emote slots, I think. Or maybe I have 3 and then I can get 2 more if I use Twitch alerts. But did I wave in this one? I'm waving here to you. Hello, 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 hello. I really want to do a waving emote and a clapping emote. But most of my emotes are him. And him don't have no hams. Him don't really have no hands. So how him gonna wave or clap? These are the mysteries. I have to boot up the game because I forgot it. So we're gonna sit on the screen for a second longer. I guess we can go to the game zone. Even if the game is not there. Even if the game doesn't exist yet, we can still go here and just hang in the void. What are the chances you would make... Hold on, the game just covered your text. Excuse me, game. What are the chances you would make one of Chunky Kong backflipping against K-Rool, thus getting punched and throwing the speedrun world record at the last possible moment? Pretty low. I think chances are pretty low of that. First, I don't know how I would get that footage. It's probably part of a speedrun that I could look up, but it would take a few searches maybe. I don't know the key terms to look. Second, I don't know if I can condense that into a small enough size to be a Twitch GIF. That would be a lot of work. You have an emote of it on Discord? Pretty low, but not impossible. Honestly, that. I have limited emote slots. I could make it a tier 3 emote. Nobody gets to use it unless they're a tier 3 subscriber, which means nobody gets to use it except me. You gotta give him the styrofoam ham, but as a hat? That would actually be powerful. That would This is not my game controller. I'll take another sippy, though. Thank you for keeping me hydrated, Fred. I love to be drinking liquids, but it's hard to remember when you stream. There is my game's controller. It's not animated, so it seems incomprehensible. Is it just like frames? We were playing this game. I have to get all my windows associated. I gotta get my notes up to remember what we gotta do, because we got quests to complete. I need hydration for all that liquid cooling. Pour that right over my radiator. I think it just brings us to the save that we had last time. I am accessing my memories. We beat the king a second time. And we didn't get to talk to the head housemaid because she just said the same things, and it made us very sad that she said the same things. We want her to say different things. Most robots have a radiator. Ivy has a radiator because Ivy is rad. Cowabunga. And then I do like a kickflip. And also surf the tube. And the tube is both the internet and a beach wave from the beach. From the ocean. Found it and posted it? Oh, let's see. What? Oh. Oh, you mean it's not even like animated at all. It's just the image. It is incomprehensible. You can barely tell what's going on. I see a monkey. And a crown and some red. Sick backflip into the button that breaks the stream. Did I have a dream that I broke stream? I don't think I've had a dream about streaming yet, which is wild because I've been doing this for some years. Okay. Stars in time. The first thing on the list is... I'm gonna just paste this list for y'all. Or I guess I could put it on screen. Let's put this here. To do. We're gonna have to make this smaller. We're gonna need to give this an outline. Outline size of big. A font. Gotta make it the good font. And maybe like... Oh, that's maybe too small. It's pretty good. Yeah. That's about right. So first thing on the list is fish with a lot of exclamation points. One of your favorite emotes because it's hyper specific and even then it's barely understandable. Pew pew. I'm sad we don't pew pew to the birds.
Zifrin, you're up.
Here again. You like to make sure Mirabelle doesn't get upset, but is there any way to make this conversation go faster? Something like, hey Mira, you thought about doing a sleepover tonight?
Oh, I was actually thinking about it. What do you think?
Absolutely, I'll let everybody know.
You're right. We don't have a moment to lose. Oh wait,
Do you know where everyone? Talk to you later, Mira.
oh, okay.
You tell Mirabelle about the carrot method so she can learn that one skill.
Wait, how do you know about...
And wink. Wink.
Okay.
Mirabelle learned the craft skill shield. You watch her go. You have a perfect meme for the first task. Is it Fish Core Friday? Is it fish fear me, women fear me, everyone fears me, why am I so scary? Pew pew. Fishing one says, hee hee hee, I am fishing, you look like you should fish. I would love to fish. Hee hee hee, alright, fishing time. Dot dot dot, dot dot dot. You didn't catch anything. Really? Well, not like that was surprising. Hee hee hee. Can you, how do we fish? It's a barrel. I have to get family tale for Baker. For Odile. That's this place. Boulangerie. Put it in memes? Alright. I'm going and I'm clicking it. Whoa. Wait, this is a video. Hold on. Fish. Now, hold on. Did you... Is this Killer Fish from San Diego? Because I downloaded it and it's fish and then one in parentheses .mp4, and I don't know if that's because you had two fish files or I already had a fish.mp4 in my downloads folder, but I think this should open it on
Fish!
No, that's very different. Let me do that again so y'all can see it. Also, I hope that wasn't horribly deafening. Or maybe I do hope it was horribly deafening.
Fish!
Is that Daytona? Can you add laundry to the do list? Yeah. Sega Rally. Fish. Well, now I have to go check if I have a fish. No, you just have the fish video twice. Or wherever you downloaded it from has the fish video twice. Lurking for a smidge, might be more active later. So wish you a lovely stream until then. Well, thanks for dropping in. Thank you for lurking. I hope you have a good one. I hope you accomplish what needs to be accomplished. Or rest what needs to be rested, which I guess is still accomplishing something. I'm looking through my downloads folder now. What is L Mr. Reposting? What is snitchery? I know what He Bites a Coin is.
You're humble and lovable.
Bless you, sir. That's Underdog, He Bites a Coin. Lunch break into work. Oh, I hope you have a good lunch. I hope your work goes... May your work go smooth and easy, and Outlook doesn't delete your signatures if you're using Outlook. Or if it's other work, hopefully everything doesn't explode. What are these videos I have? This is waffle falling... Is this waffle falling over? No, this is a rotating waffle for some reason. Huh? Weird. You work from home because of cold. Oh, let's go. I'm sorry that you have a cold, but I love that you get to work from home. I get to work from home tomorrow and Friday, and they're my favorite days of the week because of this. Also, Friday is Fish Core Friday, which is a good reason to be Friday. Do you have Family Tale? One of those we can get a third of a pastry. Or one of the saviors. We know this. Wait, no, we don't want the chocolate bread. We don't want your croissants. We hate those for some reason. Incredible. I've never seen anyone give such a look of disdain when offered. Why do we hate croissants? They're so good. One pan au chocolat coming up. You don't even think about keeping it for later and devour it in 2 bites. Still hungry. If you working from home, be like, thank God, buddy, I don't have to be the IT person for my coworker. I sometimes still do. Every day I'm thinking about when we first started work from home. COVID got everybody up in a quarantine, and we first started work from home, and I got a text from a coworker that was like, I'm trying to like get my printer hooked up and I don't know how to connect it to the computer. And I was like, are there any cables coming out of the back? Is there like there should be a USB cable that you can just plug into your computer. And they were like, there's cables in the back. And I was like, cool. Can you plug them into a USB slot? And they were like, I don't understand. And I'm like, can you send me a picture of the cable? And they sent me a picture of the cable, but like all coiled up so that you can't see the ends of the cable. I'm not on IT. This isn't my job. Also, that was my manager.
Oh no!
That was my manager. Today we had a meeting. Today we had a meeting going over some stuff. We're going over some important company numbers and business and all that stuff. And the meeting was wrapping up. And right at the end, somebody was like, actually, my manager wants us to filter this by, like, department. How do I do that? And the person was like, oh, well, the ones for this department start with this number, and the ones for this department start with this number. So you can just filter by each number for each department. And then the person didn't understand. So they had to take 30 minutes to explain how to use a filter on Microsoft Excel. They had to take 30 minutes of everybody. There was like 30 people in this meeting from all over the United States of America. I have to leave. I have to leave. I have to go somewhere else. I can't stay here. I've been saying this for years, and yet change is hard. It's so hard to go do something because the thought of job hunting is miserable. Because what if I end up somewhere worse? But I could end up somewhere so much better. Like, they pay me okay. They could almost certainly be paying me more. They should be paying me more for the work that I do. I would not even mind getting paid less if I had less responsibilities at a new place. If you help enough managers with IT, you should be legally obligated to get a raise. It's true. I'm doing 2 jobs. Pay me twice. Pay me doubles. I understand that different people have different levels of... Like, not everybody grew up with computers. Some people are old, or some people just, like, didn't have them, or some people didn't learn them in school or whatever. But I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm tired of explaining to the same people how to copy and paste multiple times. I had to explain this. I've been working at this company since 2017, so that's a long time. That's 7 years? There's people that have been working there longer than me that didn't know how to unzip a zip file. 7 years. Yeah, it's a long time. It's insane. It's wild to think about. Time, it flies. It feels like not that many years. Especially because a big chunk of them are COVID, and COVID feels like it's been maybe 2 years, but it's been double that. To explain to them how to open a zip file. You should know that by now. You should know that by now. If you were a fresh hire, if you were like fresh on the force, if you had just joined and like you don't know how to attach something to an email or you don't know how to unzip a thing, I can give you the benefit of the doubt. I could be like, okay, you've simply never come across this before. Right click it, say unzip. Easy peasy. But I'm so tired. I'm so tired. Ivy needs to be paid more because we all know Harvey isn't paying her rent. Harvey isn't paying jack shit. I have to buy them special food because they have sensitive tummies. I have to be taking them to the vet for their yearly checkups, which I actually have to do, I think, now because their prescription for Revolution just got rejected, so I have to go take them to the vet for their checkup because I guess it's supposed to be vet time, but I thought they were supposed to send me an email that says like, by the way, your cats are due for their annual checkup, but I never get those emails, so I forget-y every time. Feel you on job hunting. You've been looking for 3 years and sent hundreds of applications, but only 2 have ever gotten past the first meeting. I'm so tired. I'm so sorry. I think thank you, Nightbot. Honestly, I think I do pretty good at, because I'm not, the thing about job hunting is it's very dependent on what kind of job you're trying to get and like where you live. Because like if you're trying to get a job in a specific industry, that's going to be harder than if you're just like, give me any job that pays the bills. People who are like out there trying to get, like right now is especially I think a bad time for artists and like animators, because I guess it's never easy to get a job in the arts industry, but now more than ever it's rough out there. My roommate, who is no longer my roommate, wants to work with like animals very badly, so she was only looking for jobs at like zoos or aquariums and stuff, so that's, your options are very, very limited. I could go into a temp agency, I could go to like any place that has accounting and be like, listen, I know a spreadsheet, I'm so good at Microsoft Excel, you don't even know, me and XLOOKUP, we're tight. I'm constantly making spreadsheets. I made a spreadsheet to convert the karaoke list to code so that I could put it into HTML really easily for the song list on my website. Ow! Get him! Get him, Himbot! Johnny, test that fool. I don't care that Johnny's hair is underneath. Kitty2009 is honestly a powerful username. Anyway, moral of the story is I need to start emailing temp agencies like months ago. I need to email them now. I think maybe August. I told myself July was gonna be the month that I start actually job hunting, but then my coworker, who is also like, are you job searching? I should be. I was gonna start like July, right after month's end. I was gonna be like, all right, time to start job hunting. And then I had a coworker who took a week off, actually this week, and I was like, I can't do that. Like, I can't leave y'all in these trying times. Like, we're already doing our best. I'm not gonna disappear while the other person who knows how to do anything is also gone, and then have them come back to everything being on fire. So also I kept signing up for things, and by signing up for things, I mean making plans with friends. And it's hard to update your resume when you don't have so much free time. So I think I'm gonna make a rule for myself. You can, they'll figure it out. I know, but my job has treated me fairly well. They can afford to pay me well, but like my actual coworkers, like they're nice. My boss is nice. I would like to leave, but I don't want to like hit them with my car on the way out. I will say goodbye now, I am leaving. I'm not gonna like go out of my way to make everything super easy. Like, I'm gonna make some notes on my accounts so that they know how to handle them. I'm gonna teach anybody, like, I'm gonna try to give them 2 weeks notice unless new job is like, we're gonna pay you double as long as you start now. And I say, hell yeah, forget old job. But like, it's if they were assholes to me, I would have no problem being like, bye, I gotta get out of here immediately. But they're honestly just fairly normal. They just have stupid rules about how you can't wear headphones in the office and are bad with technology, and that's not them being like mean, that's just them being incompetent. Find a better thing first and all. I guess that's true. Because I was also thinking, I'm like, should I just quit this job and then start job hunting? Because then I don't have to, yeah, don't let things keep you there forever. I think I've already done that too much. I think I've already, talked myself into waiting too many times. I was like, oh, I'll just wait till after the holidays. Oh, I'll just wait until after, like, this thing happens. Oh, I'll just wait until after, like, blah, blah, blah. I think I've done that too much. And so, this time for surezies, I'm just gonna start looking. I was also debating, because the other thing that was keeping me here is, I gotta get out of California. I hate living here. Let me see if I still have that video in my likes. I was scrolling through the Tumblr, and I saw a video that perfectly summed up my feelings of California. Or rather, Los Angeles. Sorry, to-do list, we're hiding you for a second.
The last place I would want to live is Los Angeles. Sorry. I feel like there's a lot of driving. I feel like it's very
so much driving and so much traffic.
The sunshine monotonous. I don't
Too
like
much
how dry
sun.
it is. I don't like how
Too
hard
dry.
the water I don't like it. It's a town built around the industry that I work in.
This one doesn't apply to me, but like,
and uncomfortable
I still don't like it.
The rain. I don't like the vegetation.
I don't like the vegetation. I want the rain. It doesn't rain here. It's just like, it's expensive and it's dry and it's monotonous is so true. It's the same all year round. It's always the same weather. There's never clouds in the sky. It never rains. It's always the same temperature. Nothing changes. There's no water. There's no trees. There's no plants. It's mostly roads and billboards. Come to New York, the weather is different every hour. I want that. I grew up in Virginia. I grew up in Northern Virginia, and I just want that climate. I just want there to be a lot of green and rain, like regular rain and some snow in the winter. I want there to be wind sometimes. It rained sometimes today. I think the past week it has gotten overcast here a couple times, but you know no drops were falling from that sky. But the company that I work for now is an international company, and it's very tempting to try to stay here and keep an eye on the job board in case something opens up in a state that's different. The other thing about California is it's expensive. It's expensive most places where there are like big cities. Like if you go to San Francisco or if you go to Seattle or if you go to like New York City, things are gonna be real expensive. But I hate it and I don't have that kind of dollars. But anyway, I'm like tempted to be like, that would be, I want to get out of California. And it's extremely, extremely hard to think about, can you put in for a transfer, like taking advantage of connections? Yeah, that's a thing, is like, they have a job board that says like, oh, like this branch in this location needs somebody for this position. And so I've been keeping an eye on that. The problem is it's mostly Texas, which I don't want to go to because that has a lot of the same problems as LA, like climate-wise. It's probably a lot cheaper in Texas, but like, I don't think it's still going to be hot and dry for a lot of the year. I don't think I want to live in Texas. And then like the other positions are like sales, which I don't want to go into because that's a job that's entirely talking to people. I'm like, if something opens up in accounting somewhere, in fact, the accounting positions, like, I'm pretty sure are all work from home at my company, so it doesn't matter where you live. So either I can start like getting like bumping shoulders with people and being like, by the way, you looking for anybody in accounting? You get to work from home a lot now. Oh, let's go. You got the best situation. Yeah, or I just need to watch out for the rare, like, oh, something is opened up in this location. And then see if I'm ready to just uproot my entire life and move across country. Because that's the other thing, is it's going to be expensive to move. I have savings. I technically still have savings. There's a big chunk taken out of it from when I had to replace my alternator. But I still think I have enough savings to get like a moving van and pay a down payment. I had a good chunk of time where I lived with a roommate and could save a lot of money. And so I still have savings from that. Office days are only occasional. The office is 10 minutes away. That's so nice. My office is technically 10 minutes away, but with traffic, it's like 20 to 40.
Welcome. I'm helping Papa today.
Wait. Why y'all... Where's the... A little girl. I don't usually let her in here. Too many dangerous things. She says it's her dream to work with me in the boulangerie, and she might not be able to. Good luck tomorrow. Wait, why won't you let me get the thing that you have? They're supposed to have the family tale. You traffic, just teleport. Sometimes on the freeway, I just count the number of... I need the to-do list so I know where we're going. I count the number of lanes, and there's definitely parts of the freeway that I drive on that are 7 lanes across in one direction. Once you're counting the, like, whatchamacallit? Carpool lane? The carpool lane, and then the, like, 2 lanes that are gonna exit after, like, a mile or whatever. How do you fit so many cars that 7 entire lanes of traffic are, like, bumper to bumper? Bull honk. We gotta guess Bonnie's favorite food. Bombi. What's your favorite food? Can I help you? We're not stupid, we know you. Your 3 favorite foods. Is it one from each, is it one from each sit down? You love rice.
Well, yeah, that's true, but...
And pineapples. One for each sentence. And the last one is... Wait. It's not malanga fritters. That's our favorite food. I feel like they said everyone loves palmiers. Maybe samosas? Because that's the one they picked, I think.
Well, which samosas? Yeah, I bet you don't even know that. Which samosas are my favorite, stupid?
Shit. I think it's without cheese with potatoes? Because I remember thinking it's weird that potatoes are in samosas.
Well, yeah. That's all my favorite foods.
Success.
If you remember them all, then you do pay attention to me. No, that's stupid. Of course you do. Or else you wouldn't have. There's something you could help me with. Can you come with me? If you have time.
I have time.
Okay, then come on.
Bonnie brought you outside of dormant. You can see some weak sadnesses roaming around in the distance.
Friend, you said I could ask for anything, yeah?
I mean, that's not what we said, but Sure, whatever you want.
Okay, well, I need you to teach me how to fight.
Oh,
I know Dale's gonna say I can help you all in battle tomorrow, but it'll be from far away, right? I want to help, to actually help. For that, I need to learn how to fight. So you're gonna help me. Let's go.
Bonnie ran away. Toward a sadness. You run towards Bonnie as fast as you can.
Look, oh look, I'm not scared. Come on.
Bonnie fight? Bonnie fight real? Bonnie got a battle image?
I'm not scared. I'm not scared. I can do this. I can do this.
No, no, no. Bonnie, no! Without thinking about it, you strike. Bonnie, no! He who. Breathe in, breathe out. Bonnie, are you okay? You can't help but yell. Be more careful, Bonnie.
I'm sorry.
You look at Bonnie closely. Miraculously, they don't seem hurt. Bonnie is trembling. Ah! Sorry, Bonnie, I shouldn't have yelled. Will you breathe with me? Will you breathe and explode your head off your body with me?
Oh,
You breathe slowly in and out. Make sure Bonnie breathes with you. You need to calm down too. Slowly they stop shaking.
well, that didn't go super well.
It did not know.
Well, it's your fault. You weren't weren't there to help me and tell me what to do.
You frown.
I'm sorry.
I can teach you, but don't go ahead on your own.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'll listen. Tell me how to fight. I want to learn.
You look around. We could fight that dandelions. There's another sadness in the distance. You put your index finger in front of your mouth to tell Bonnie to stay silent and point towards the sadness. Bonnie looks over and nods. You jump in.
Okay. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah. Yes. What do I do?
You smile. Teaching time. You tell Bonnie to look at the sadness's hands. See how it's striking a dope pose? That means it's gonna poke.
Well, that's a scissors side, right? So that means they're vulnerable to rockcraft. Yeah, I know rockcraft, so I can hit them, right?
You nod.
Okay, okay. Here I go.
You take an attacking stance. Bonnie follows suit. Do a punch. Look at that. Let's go, Bonnie.
I did it. I did it, friend.
You clap. You breathe in and out. 150 XP received.
Yes.
You defeated the sadness. You breathe out. Bonnie is looking up at you. You look back.
Hi, Fred. Why are we allowed to touch you?
Hello? Huh?
Dale and Zabel said we're not allowed to touch you because it makes you jump back, and they said so. It's true that you jump, but I was wondering why, because it means we can't high five or anything. Why?
None of them are touching you on purpose? Because it makes you jump? For such a simple reason? I don't mind being touched or hugged. I'm just not used to it.
You're not used to it. Oh, maybe it's because you're not ready for it when it happens. That's how it is with Nil.
Nil? Nil?
My sister. Her name's Petronil, but it's dumb, so I call her Nil. She doesn't like it when people touch her and she's not ready for it. Nil's really cool and tough, but she gets scared easy, I think. One day I touched her shoulder and she didn't know I was there and she screamed really loud. Like, "Ugh." But then she said I shouldn't do it again because she's scared, and she said her scare brain takes over, and she said she might suplex me without meaning to. Which sounds really cool, but she says she doesn't want to suplex me because she doesn't want to hurt me. She did suplex one dude who scared her once, though. So I'm not allowed to touch her if she doesn't know I'm there. So I always try to walk real loud so she hears me coming. That's why my shoes are so big, see?
Bonnie points at their boots. You nod.
Oh. I don't want to talk about my sister anymore.
Bonnie. You don't talk about her often. It feels like this kid is at 100% all of the times. It really does. I don't want anything bad to ever happen to Bonnie. I need Bonnie to stay happy and healthy and good forever.
She's frozen in time and she's not here. And we're frozen out here and she's frozen in there. But I want to know is who's the caveman? She's frozen in time and she's not here, so I don't want to talk about her. She says talking behind people's backs is bad. And also talking about her hurts and makes me sad. I want Nell to be here. I should have helped her when... Why aren't you used to...
You can't just ask somebody this, Bonnie.
Why aren't you used to being touched? Did your family not hug you when you were a kid?
You flinch. Oh, Sifrin. Can't remember.
Oh.
Well, maybe that's why. Just not used to it, and it takes me off guard, I think.
Oh, okay. So if you could see me and I tell you I'm gonna touch you, it's fine?
It's not fine, but... yeah.
Huh. Okay, I'll remember that. So, then,
Bonnie jumps up and down, making sure you watch them do it.
I'm gonna touch you now.
Suddenly, Bonnie pokes you hard in the stomach.
Ow? You saw me and I told you, so it's fine. I
Guess so.
Okay, let's go. Let's fight one more sadness. I can do one more.
You spot a sadness in the distance and attack. We're gonna die again, and we're gonna have to loop back. And does that mean this moment with Bonnie never happened? Do we have to do it again?
Okay, I can do this. Watch me, Fred.
You smile and join Bonnie. Wait, but this one's rock, so it's gonna be, not as strong. No, Bonnie. This is different from usual. You're not used to fighting outside anymore. The ground is uneven and there's rocks and branches to worry about. Oop. Wait. You tripped on a branch.
Exclamation points. Fred.
The sadness saw you fall and is running towards you to attack.
No, not this time.
Oh.
Oh. Oh.
Undetect. Boot says ouch.
No, him. You can't be like the sadness.
Oh, hi, Harvey. You say rah? What do you want?
Small things? Baby things? Wanna jump up? He just wants to say meow. Wait, did Himbot attack himself?
Hi, Harvey. What do you want?
You can jump up. It's my guy. I have acquired one lap cat. Harvey, you breathe in and out. 150 exp received.
Fred? Fred, are you okay?
Bonnie is shaking. I'm okay, Bonbon. I just tripped.
Really? You promise?
Thank you. Nod.
Okay. You haven't called me Bonbon in forever. Only Za calls me that now.
Oops. Bonnie?
No, I didn't mean... You promise you're okay?
You nod.
Okay. Sorry, I got scared. It just... reminded me of before, that's all.
Before?
Yeah. You remember, right? It was a little while back when you protected me from that other sadness, you know?
Huh? What sadness do they mean? You can't remember. Which one?
Which one? The one that got your eyes, stupid.
Oh.
Oh crap, you stupid crabbing. See, I told you. I knew it. You're so crabbing stupid, you don't even remember it. You think it doesn't matter. You keep getting hurt because of me, and you don't even care. You can't see from one eye because of me, and you think it doesn't crabbing matter?
That's right. You'd forgotten. It was after you all met Bonnie. Before they started barely speaking to you anymore. They weren't careful and a sadness was about to hurt them. They're so small. No one else was close enough to do anything. You're the fastest. So you ran, and you got in front of them, and...
Why did you do it, Fred? Why did you do it? Why did you protect me? I don't understand. You could have stayed put. I could have taken care of it. I was fine. But no, Fred thinks they're better than everybody else, and you tried to protect me like a stupid crabbing idiot. You got hurt because of me. Because of me, you can't see from one eye. You have a big scar, and you bump into things all the time, and you trip all the time, and you can't see. Because of me. Because of me.
Oh, no, Bonnie. They seem really upset, but... Oh, don't say this, Sifrin. You can't say this, Sifrin. It's not that big a deal, though.
But it is. It really is. You got hurt because of me, and I don't like it. I don't want it to have happened. You should have stood there and let me be hurt.
But you would have died.
It doesn't matter.
Bonnie, it matters.
If I died, it would have been fine.
It would never have been fine. I could never have let that sadness hit you. I know you don't like it when we say you're a child, but you are. And as adults, it's our responsibility to make sure you're safe. Did you want us to go to your sister and have to tell her, oh, sorry, we didn't jump to save them, so they're gone now? They'll always be more important than any of us. No matter what, we'll always make sure you live. And I'll always pick you over a blinding, stupid eye.
But, Fred, I don't want you to be hurt. I don't want you to be hurt.
You can reassure them all you want. Say you're sorry, promise you'll never do it again. But you would do it again. Again and again and again. If it had happened now while you're stuck in a time loop, you'd jump in and protect them every time. You would protect them all every time. Because what's the alternative? Try to find a way to save them without being hurt? And what if you failed? What if you couldn't do it and they did get hurt instead? What if they died because you tried to get a better ending? You can't take that chance. You would do it again the exact same way for as long as needed. I'm stronger now, Bonnie. I can protect you and make sure I don't get hurt either.
You promise? You promise you won't get hurt again?
I promise. And if they reveal at some point that they end up like remembering every time loop, or they have to keep existing with us every time without us every time we die, and Bonnie's seen us like get ourselves killed like 50 billion times, I'm gonna cry for realsies.
You super promise?
Super promise.
You super duper promise?
Super duper promise.
Okay. Okay. As long as you promise, it's fine. And anyway, I protected you just now, right? If it wasn't for me, you'd have been hurt. So you could protect me, and I could protect you. And we could protect everyone, too. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. You see me, right? I'm gonna touch you now.
Oh, get rid of this to-do so you could see this beautiful hug. Bonnie runs into your side. They hug you tightly. One eye don't work? No. If you look carefully at the character portraits, Sifrin's got an eye patch. Thought it was a stylistic choice. No, we're not pretending to be a pirate. We apparently, at some point, we didn't get to see it in this game, but at some point before we started we done got our eye poked out. They hug you tightly. You freeze until you remember what to do. They didn't get to see it either. Since they don't have an eye. Oh. Slowly, you hug them back. Oh, this game is too cute. This game makes me feel emotions about things.
See? You do know how to hug.
Looks like I do, yeah. You got a memory of training. You'll always remember this. When memory of training is equipped, your kid will never miss when attacking. Your kid also learned the skill Billion Blows technique. They'll be able to hit the enemy even harder during battle. It's so strong, you'll only be able to use it when you and your kid have had this exact conversation. So if you loop back to Dormant, you'll have to talk to him all over again. Remember that, okay? What's your kid? I think Bonnie. Bonnie is our kid. Like, we're not Bonnie's father or parent or anything, but Bonnie is still our kid. Bonnie is the kid of the group.
Okay, let's go back to Dormant. I gotta show everyone how cool I am now.
You nod. You both head back to Dormant. We are gonna have to go through this again once we die, inevitably. I got an achievement tutorial quest. Hang out with Bonnie. Well, that's 2 things off the to-do list. We can get rid of fish, and we can get rid of Guess Bonnie's favorite food. Are they not gonna let us get the family tale? Yeah, exactly. Adoption through squatters' rights. Bonnie is our child. We found them, and they belong to us now.
I made it. I made it myself.
Can you? Maybe I just have to talk to Odile. Maybe we just have to tell Odile that the boulangerie has a family tale. And then she can go get it. Odile. Odile. Can I help you? Well, I'm looking for a certain type of book. We know this. I've heard the boulangerie has one of those. What? What? Huh. Really? She doesn't seem to know how to react. You'll get her repeat the same words over and over. Sifrin, will you come with me to ask them if I can borrow it? It might take some time, so make sure you have time to help me. Absolutely. We get to have our Bonnie scene, and we get to have our Odile scene, and we might actually get to talk to Mirabelle and have a scene with her, too. You and Odile are now hanging out. You should head to the boulangerie. Hell no. We're exploring. You want to come fish with us?
I'm fishing.
I see that. Caught anything recently?
Yeah, maybe I have, maybe I haven't.
Thanks, that was very helpful. Pew pew. Hello, no time to talk. Have a good day. Bye then? About you. Excuse me. Odile is out of breath. Sounds like someone needs to do some exercise. Curse you and your legs. Spoken like someone who prioritized her brain over her body for decades and decades. No answer for that one, huh? There's no need to go in here right now, is there? I want to explore with you. We're playing. Please don't make us talk to everyone in Dormant, Sifrin, please. But we're playing. Mirabelle, look, I've got Odile.
Oh, Sifrin, Madame Odile. On a secret quest again?
Again, huh?
Oh, sorry. I feel like I've seen you two go on secret quests very often. Like, literally every time you stay in the town or village. Isabel and I are always wondering where you're going.
Ah, that's right. You and Odile often used to visit antique shops every time you went to a new place. Neither of you ever asked what the other one was looking for. Come to think of it, she was probably looking for a family tale. Are you two betting on it? On what our secret quests are about?
Oh, I would never bet on anything. It goes against my moral code, madame. But Isabel will read a horror book of my choice if my guess is right.
Sounds like a bet.
Oh no, you're not going to tell me what your secret quests are now that I've said we're betting on it.
We'll see you later, Mirabelle.
No, come back.
I want to talk to everybody.
Hey, want to play rock, paper, scissors?
No. Another lost soul who won't play again. What if we slipped on the banana peel? Not right now. We cannot. Okay. Can we go this way? We can. Kid looks up at you. No time, Sifrin. Wave goodbye now. You wave goodbye. The kid waves back happily. The kid dances and doesn't care about you or your old cohort. Little girl making a frog embroidery seems too shy to make eye contact with you, especially now that you have an older woman with you, which puts you firmly in the big adults category. Hey, old one. Hey, baby one. Nice one, old lady. How does it feel to be old? It feels nice, I suppose.
Huh. Really?
Really. I wouldn't go back to being your age, that's for sure.
Huh. Crap, I want to be old now.
Hello? Is anyone there? We are, but we actually don't have time to talk. Sorry to bother you. No problem. Have a good day. Is Bonnie still here? Bonnie, look, we've got Odile.
Oh, hey, deal.
Boniface?
Did you find some good stuff for tonight?
Not much. I did find some flour, though. I know we're running low.
Yes. So why are you with Fred? Was the flour too heavy? I could have helped.
Sifrin and I have things to do.
Oh, can I help? I want to help.
We're looking for a book with words in it. No pictures.
I am so sorry I cannot help, Deal. I wish you the best in all future endeavors. I will stay here and also do my important things, like look at this field.
Thank you for your support, Boniface. Can we take Odile to Loop? Go see Loop. Come say hi to Loop. The favor tree, huh? Quite an interesting tradition, isn't it? You shrug. Loop's not here? Is Loop a figment of our imagination? Are we simply, faking it till we're making it? Hey there. Hello. We've heard you may have a family tale. Family tale? Of a family called Paperace. If you'd be okay with it, I'd like to borrow it for a little bit. Ah, the one I borrowed for my girl before the house froze. I'm not a very good writer, so I figured reading another one would give me some inspiration for stories to tell my little girl. You have it still? I have to drink my night coffee before the ice melts and it gets all diluted. I do not. What? Do you know Antoine, maybe? He lives at the east of the town in a house with no flowers. Asked if he could borrow it. They knew the Paperace family, you see. I couldn't really refuse. The Paperace family died only a few years back, after all. Well, that sucks. Do you know if he still has it now? I don't see why they wouldn't. I have a sudden bad feeling about this. The house to the east of the village with no flowers, huh? Looks like we could go pay them a visit. Wait. Hello, small child.
Welcome. I'm helping Papa today.
Stars and time. Hi, Ruby. Welcome in, welcome in.
Important lesson number 111. Going to the hospital fills your health.
Thank you, Himbot. Very important information. What you doing up there, Harvey? Harvey's discovered that he can jump onto the, I don't let him jump on my desk while I'm up here because I'm afraid he's going to knock everything over. but he's realized he can jump onto the cabinet a few feet away and then slowly try to walk onto my desk. How's the Ivy doing today? I am literally so Wednesday. I'm thinking about that one Canine Advantix commercial that was like, hello mother, hello father, ticks, fleas, mosquitoes, really bother? But also we're doing quests. We're doing quests and we're learning about our companions. Wednesday. I'm waiting for this game to make me cry. Not gonna lie. Eyes got a little moist during that Bonnie scene. No tears did fall, but my heart is wrenched. Wednesday. How is a Ruby doing on this Wednesday? Are you doing it? Are you living it? Are you feeling it? Are you flying it? This one has flowers. This one has flowers. This one has none. Beautiful one. Oh. Wait, so are you Antoine? Antoine, is it? That sure is me. And you're two of the saviors, aren't you? Thank you for all you're doing. Best of luck for tomorrow. Thank you. We had a favor to ask. Could we borrow the family tale you possess for an hour, maybe? The Paparazzi family tale. You don't have it, do you? I know this means a lot to you, so... Oh, no, that's not the problem. I'd be happy to lend it to you, but, well... I think one of the kids next door stole it from me? Huh? You're getting us so many Magikarp eggs. Want a Shiny Hunt Extreme Speed Zigzagoon from Pokemon Box? Oh, okay. Extreme Speed is a Pokemon thing. That's like an ability, right? I thought you were saying that you were trying to Shiny Hunt in the fastest way possible for a second, and I was like... How does Magikarps do it? Does this involve some sort of shenanigan? Does this involve some sort of shenaniganery? Yeah, a move that it can't have normally. Okay. Does magic... Wait. I guess does... How does Magikarp play into this? I'm guessing Gyarados can learn Extreme Speed, because Magikarp can't learn Bupkis. But... How does... Are Gyarados and Magikarp compatible, or do you have to use Gyarados to give a different Pokemon that doesn't learn Extreme Speed, and then use that Pokemon to give it to Zigzagoon? Does the Magikarp also have to be shiny? What? Oh, I'm not saying they're bad kids. They're very nice kids. Magikarp hatches really fast and you need to deposit 100 Pokemon into a box to get the Zigzagoon egg. Wait, what? She's doing Magikarp now and we'll do Zigzagoon later? Wait, what does 100 Pokemon in a box mean? How does... Is that a strat? Is that a thing? Can you fuse 100 eggs into one egg? Pokemon Box was just extra storage. Pokemon Box Ruby and Sapphire rewards you with eggs for depositing certain amounts of Pokemon into it. Is it a guarantee? Wait. Is it a guarantee? Is it like it gives you an egg of the first Pokemon in the box? And so you fill it up with Magikarps, but then like there's one Zigzagoon in it? I'm lost. I need to know the mechanic. How did Pokemon do this? How do you turn 100 fish into a Zigzagoon? I desperately need to know. I'm not saying they're bad kids. They're very nice kids. Very nice. They just, well, You know the 3 kids outside? A few weeks ago, they passed by to help me cook some things, and well, the book is gone now. Sounds like we should go talk to those childrens. We are on a fetch quest with Odile. We'll get that book, Odile. Let's just go, all right? Hello, child, do you have a book? Kids? The middle one with the small hat looks at you from their rock throne. Adults, what do you want? Sifrin, you handle this. Why us? Why me? You're closer to being... You're closer to being a kid than I am. Pokemon Box gives you Pokemon eggs when you store X number of Pokemon in it. Yeah, it's she. She needs to deposit 100 Mons to get the Zigzagoon egg. Get those pronouns straightened out. So, does it give you a Zigzagoon egg for just any 100 Pokemon? Or, does it... Okay. And it's guaranteed... Someone get your pronouns wrong too many times for me to just say nothing. Rest in peace. I've given up on pronouns entirely. I don't need them. I don't want them. I know they're very important to a very many number of people. She's just using Magikarps because they're quick to get. Okay, so that's just a quick way to get 100 Pokemon. Like, faster than just catching 100 Pokemon? How fast does a Magikarp hatch? I guess if you hatch a whole, group of them at the same time. Good luck. Okay. I don't think we're supposed to say which one of you stole a family tale. So, you know about family tales? Yeah. What kind of adult doesn't know about family tales? You stupid? Man, and you can't ask adults if they're stupid. Can't I? Look at them. They're short, and their hair looks unbrushed. And they look like they haven't slept in weeks. And that hat definitely looks stupid and not cool. Sifrin, the kid is destroying you. Do something. On principle, you don't get into fights with kids. Anyway, you know about a Paperase family tale? Man, and I think he's asking about... Shut up. I got this. Little kid looks at you disdainfully as they can, which is a lot. What if we do? We'd like to borrow it. Trade. A trade, a trade. We have something you do not. Knowledge. Offer us something in exchange. You need to use Pokeballs, you need money for balls, money by fighting. In order to fight, you need to be strong. Surprisingly long process. Now that I think about it. I guess, it probably depends on what point you're in the game, too. Because I'm thinking, like, if you're late game, and you just, like, you've got, like, your level 60 Pokemon or whatever, and then you go to an area where Pokemon are level 3, you can just chuck a Pokeball at those lads and get them. Also, it counts towards progress. You can get a certain sticker you get in your training card. Okay. Knock 2 birds out of the park with 1 soda can. I got it. I'm literally understanding now. My brain, there's wires and there's dots and they're all connecting together to form a coherent thought. And the thought is Naruhodo. Wait, do we even have the flower? I have a silver coin. No, we spent the silver coin on bread. I don't think we've gotten the flower yet. But we do have a pun. A pun? Better be the best pun I've ever heard. How do you keep a wizard in suspense? You make him spellbound? keep them wizards of Waveringly Place. Kid leans a little bit towards you, interested.
I don't know. Oh.
I'll tell you tomorrow.
What? That's not the deal. Tell me.
The kid's eyes grow wide, speechless.
Manon, the wizard-looking adult, he said... They said you're a wizard, Manon. Wow. I know you just said it because it's part of the joke. And I know I'm not a real wizard because wizards aren't real. But I felt something just now. I'll do whatever you ask. We only need the book. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Manon doesn't have the book anymore. What? Listen, Charlene was being really annoying about wanting it, so I gave it to her so she'd stop crying, okay? Who's Charlene?
Charlene Croquette. No, Chouquette. The Belanger's daughter. The what? Huh? You can't help but laugh.
Look at that old lady's face.
Sifrin. You jump. We are going? You nod rapidly and follow.
Bye, adults. Let's play again soon.
We are looping, we are looping, we are looping back around. Squeeze us, pardon us, squeeze us, pardon us. Hello, child.
Hi.
Hello.
Ah.
Hey. Please do not scare my daughter, madame. You get in front of Odile and smile at the girl. Hi.
Hi.
We heard you have a cool book.
A book? Oh, yes. From Manon. Manon is so nice. She gave me the book. The book with the nice stories. Dad was reading it and now it's mine and I can read it all by myself, but it's boring. I want another book, Papa.
Wait, which book are you talking about, Charlene?
This one.
She shows you all a book with Paparazzi family tale written across it. I'm so sorry.
It's fine.
You got the Paparazzi family tale. Finally. You both find a nice, silent place to talk.
I can't believe this took this long. But finally.
Odile looks at the closed family tale book intently. Aren't you gonna read it?
They said I could keep it until I have to leave dormant, so I have time, but...
She's still looking at it. The family tale book you spent so much time trying to find. It seems important to her, but why? Is it related to your research?
Sorry, what?
The book. Is it related to your research?
Ah, Well, I suppose I've kept it secret long enough.
We get to find out Odile's secret researchers?
Don't tell Isabeau, all right? There is no research. Not researching anything.
Huh?
Sorry for not saying anything. Isabeau said I must be researching something since I was a traveler here in Vogard, and it felt easier to not say anything.
So then why are you...
Why did I leave Kabul? Travel for years, all to find myself in Vogard, if not for some intellectual pursuit?
In case you're curious, here's the different milestone rewards for each amount of Pokemon deposited. Yes. If 100 is Zigzagoon, then what could you get for 250? Like a cool hat? Like a backpack? Like a Dragon Ball? I'm trying to remember what any of the items in Pokemon are. Like a lucky amulet. Like a Master Ball. A secret third type of bicycle. This one can fly. The TM for Hyper Beam. Registeel, Mew 3, Secret Pokemon Unlocked. 0. Swablu False. Wait, they just give you Swablu? That's got to be like 10 or 50, right? 100 Zigzagoon Extreme Speed, 500 Skitty Payday, 14.99 Pichu Surfing Pichu is. Does the box only hold 1,500 Pokemon? Cloudburb! They just give you a free bird. Well, I'm actually here in Vogard to find out more about myself. I suppose it's not very apparent to you, but my mother was Vogardian. Oh. I've lived my whole life in Kabu. My father was Kabuan and my mother was Vogardian. I have no idea how they met. She never told me, but all I know is that she never wanted a child. She left very early in my childhood and I never saw her again. Max Pokemon space for Pokemon box for me Sapphire is 15 hundo. You get 14.99 Pokemon and they give you a Pichu to fill the last spot, and then you never have any Pokemon in your party. They all just get to live in the box. Good riddance, if you ask me. But she left and didn't leave anything behind. No pictures, no letter, no family history. But what does it matter, right? My father was a good man and Kabu was my home. I used to think I didn't need to know about my history, about Vogard, but still, part of me was curious. And one day, a few years ago, a Vogardian merchant showed me her wares. And this book that she wouldn't let go of. A book of tales written by her whole family. A family tale. And she explained family tales to me. Generations of Vogardian parents writing stories for their children and writing them down in a book. So you'd end up with stories written by an entire lineage, and she was explaining the way the book was written. The rules of this particular way of telling stories, how friendly families shared their stories with each other, and how it had been done for generations. You've obtained breakfast, let's go! Care to share what you're munching on this morning? Is it eggs and bacon? Is it Dragon Ball Z Reese's Puffs? Is it some nice toast with jam? Is it omu rice? Is it chicken tenders? Is it that's might be all the food that exists. Cinnamon rolls, pancakes, a sandwich, kebabs, stew, soup. Do they make breakfast soups? Does anybody eat soup for breakfast? Soup always feels like a lunch food or a dinner food. Call it morning, but you were eating some iron. Getting... Oh, right, I forgot, because you're a spear, you are always eating the metal. I was about to be like, is that a fun way of saying liver? Soups can be breakfast. I don't know if I've ever had breakfast soup. Sometimes I've had soup for the first meal of the day when I sleep in, and I eat, like, breakfast/lunch at noon. Kind of wish I had some soup right now. A grilled cheese dipped in a soup of some kind would go real hard right now. And how it had been done for generations, how it had brought her closer to her family, her ancestors, her culture. And while she was explaining all of this to me, she suddenly stopped. And I was surprised to find out she stopped because I was crying. I didn't even realize it. Because I wanted this connection that she had to a history that was also supposed to be mine. The other thing about these reward Pokemon is they all come in eggs. You get to hatch them. They never know a life without you. But it was stolen from me because my mother left. And I'd never have a link to this culture ever, unless I went there. So this is why. So I traveled to Vogard, and, well, the king took over shortly after I arrived, which did make things more difficult. And during my travels with you all, I got to know many Vogardians and see many Vogardian cities. I got to learn more about the country, its culture, its faith, its people. And I look and I learn, and this is the country my mother came from. It's half of me, but still. Even now that I'm here in Vogard, I feel no connection to it whatsoever. None whatsoever. I don't recognize myself here. Isn't that strange? I need to get that as a channel point redeem, I think. I need to get the little weird wizard from He-Man going, none whatsoever. No, that's Skeletor says none whatsoever. The wizard man begs for help. And Skeletor refuses. Isn't that strange? Half of me should be from here, isn't it? Shouldn't I see something of myself here, in the place that my mother came from? Shouldn't it be like looking in a mirror, like a revelation? Shouldn't I see how Vogardian people act and how they think and be able to say, ah, so this is why I'm like this? Shouldn't I be able to call this place mine? But I can't. And it feels awful, like my roots have been cut off without my consent, like my mother stole it from me. Like I really don't belong anywhere. But this is why I'm here still. To know as much as I can about this country, and in the meantime, find out if it'll make me find out more about myself. And I did find more about myself during this journey, so I'm glad. Thank you, Nightbot. It's an interesting question, is it not? How much do you carry of your country, of a culture that should have been yours but wasn't? It may not seem so to you, but to Kabu, my features are foreign. Just small things, my hair being slightly too thick, my brows too thin. Enough for me to look different here. I am other. So? What about Vogardians? Would they see me as one of theirs? Would I find myself in them? After coming here, I found that no. Of course not. Why would I? I've never been here before this journey. But at the same time, I'm not the only one who is other. In fact, Vogard is filled with people who come from other lands. Vogard welcomes people from all over the world, after all. So even if I did not find someone like me, I have found Vogard to be full of people that are similar to me, and I'm very grateful for that. Odile is half Vogardian. You never knew. She traveled halfway across the world to find out more about herself, trying to see if she'd find herself in a country she has no memory of. What about you, Sifrin? Are you finding more about yourself in Vogard? Huh? What do you mean? Well, you didn't grow up in Vogard either, right? Do you have roots here? Or are you just passing through? Ha! My apologies. Forget I asked. We know Remby. I didn't say nothing. You didn't need to. Your face said it all. Just because I'm telling you personal facts about myself doesn't mean you need to tell me anything in return. Oh, Sif. It was wrong of me to ask. We could forget about it. She goes back to looking at the Family Tales cover. She'd probably be fine leaving it here, just sharing her story to you and nothing else, but you... I don't remember much about where I'm from. Odile turns to look at you. Huh. Were you too small when you left, or was it because there was nothing worth remembering? Everything was worth remembering. Neither. But I can relate to you. Trying to find pieces of yourself wherever you can. Trying to find where you belong. Trying to find how your roots might have shaped you. Which parts of you created and which parts already were. Nod. But you know you're not only made from where you're But you know you're not only made of where you're from, right? If that was the case, everyone in Kabu would be the exact same, and everyone in Vogard would be the exact same. Where you're from matters, yes, but it's not the only thing that makes you you. That's what I realized during this journey, Sifrin. I'm Kabuan and Vogardian in ways I do and don't realize, and I'm also myself. One might say that's more important than being Kabuan and Vogardian, wouldn't you agree? How can anyone be anything other than themselves because they are them whether they want to be or not? I do. That's interesting. I feel so much lighter now. Mm-hmm. Because you found a family tale? I have to hide the to-do list again. I forgot it was up there. Dot, dot, dot. Masking kinda, but isn't that healthy, so don't do it. But masking is still just another version of you. It's a fake version of you that it's, I mean, fake is a weird adjective to describe to it. It's a different version of you that you have created for yourself, but in the end, it is still just another aspect of you. It is not, maybe not the easiest you for you to be, but it is still you nonetheless. Yes, and also because we talked Sifrin. Oh. Thank you for listening to me, Sifrin. You blush you and nod. Good taco deal. Now get out of here. I have a family tale to read before we all meet for a sleepover. We'll talk later. Go have fun. Ordeal smiles at you mischievously. Got a memory of a secret quest. You'll always remember this. Ivy, your hypnotist, got hypnotized to only speak in oh whoa. And now they're mad that their triggers you don't work. Sounds like you're having a good time. Having fun times with Odile. We are having fun times with Odile. We had a nice little book quest. We got to go speak to a lot of children and some not children, and a baker, and each other. Memory of secret quest boosts all your researcher stats by 30. Humans you've spoken to, might I ask, before Odile we did Bonnie. And whoo boy, that Bonnie quest. Who? Well, you are Nia. We have spoken to you, Fiery Wolf 29. Bonnie's is really good. Bonnie's is so good. Why did the thing it did too. It do too who. Bonnie and Issa are probably your favorite characters, I think. I really like all of the characters in this one. I will say, like, I don't think Odile's little secret quest hit me personally too hard. I'm all good on the finding yourself quest. I know exactly where I am. I'm sitting in this chair in front of the computer. But it's still very, very nice. Craft Break Alpha. It is amazingly strong. When used, it makes an enemy weaker to all craft types for a few turns. It's so strong. So we're gonna have to go have this conversation again as soon as we do a die. Bye, Odile. Fetch quest. Hang out with Odile. And now we get to do Mirabelle, I think. Mirabelle is here, sitting on a bench and looking at papers.
Hi, Sifrin. Do you need anything?
So which will you choose?
Huh? Sorry?
You point at her pile of papers.
What? Ooh.
Why are we getting battle music?
What? How? What do you know? Answer me.
She has her hand on her rapier. You're choosing someone for something, right? It seems important. Maybe I can help?
Huh. I suppose you must have more experience than I do. All right. I would like your help if you'll give it.
Experience? Is she on Tinder right now? Is she trying to, like, do a dating app, but they don't have phones, so it's through paper? Need help with those paper? Cut to death. Mirabelle stabbed you. Time to restart the loop. Experience? Sure.
Thank you, Sifrin. But this might take some time, so make sure you have time.
Absolutely anything for you, Mirabelle.
Oh, okay. Okay, how to do this? Sit down next to me, maybe.
You sit down. Mirabelle looks at you without saying a word. She looks worried. Maybe you should take the lead? So what are the papers, really?
Oh,
Oh, it is! She literally is doing, like, dating service.
bonding proposals?
Bonding? Like when you promise to stay with someone forever? Is Mirabelle looking for a partner?
No, wait, that's not exactly it. Please stop looking at me. It's more like, dating? Dating profiles. I'm not thinking about being bonded yet.
Dating? I didn't think Mirabelle cared about that. She's always reading them romance books, though. You're still confused. I'm confused why she would think we have experience in that. Pretty sure we've said yuck every time a romance appeared.
Alright, well, before this all started with the king, I decided I want to, try to date someone. And so I asked a dating company, and they gave me a bunch of folders of people that I could meet, that I could date. But I haven't gone through it yet. So I figured I could at least get that done today.
Hi, Pip Pat. Can I help you? Sometimes when you're in a location, cats will be so small and come up to you and go... Finchy moment. Hello. I heart Ivy moment. Who? Apparently you. Apparently you. Pitter Patter is so small and soft. Normally she's not the one who come up to me and meow during stream. Normally that's Harvey's job. But Harvey is to the left and thinking about it.
So I figured I could at least get that done today and look through.
What? Can you even hear her little meows pick up on stream? Come here. Come here. Come here. You want up? That's my girl. Pitter Patter, do you want to say hi? I've acquired lap cat. I've acquired one pit pat. I've acquired one tiny small. No, 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 you don't get to go on the desk. Not for cats. No space for cats up there. Finchy, I hope you are having such a Wednesday. Unless you're in a time zone where it's not Wednesday anymore. In which case, I hope you're having such a Thursday. Actually, no, I lied. If you're in a different time zone and it's Thursday, I hope you're still having a Wednesday.
So I figured I could at least get that done today and look through all of them and make a list of people I could see myself dating. And I suppose I need help. I'm choosing someone I could spend the rest of my life with, so I'd appreciate another pair of eyes, or just the one eye, as long as it's not my two eyes looking at this. And also I need a distraction from tomorrow really badly, so I figured I'd replace my anxiety about our possible defeat with, well, this.
Oh, Choosing someone to date is a little out of your comfort zone. But you think you could try to find someone who could fit Mirabelle? Maybe. Let's have a look then.
Alright, I have a few profiles right here.
She removes an immense folder out of her dress pocket. Was she carrying it with you throughout the entire journey?
Here's a few of them, so, you can go first and tell me what you think, and I'll go after. So, tell me what you think about him.
She shows you the file of a strong, buff-looking man. Is that Mirabelle's type? We have one of those at home. We've got that already. Have you seen an Isabeau?
What? Do you mean Isabeau? Ew, you're right.
Is that worth an ew, though? Love the comically large object being slammed down out of small pockets. Honestly. Either way, sounds like masculine people aren't her type. Probably. Maybe she would like someone more feminine? Do you have someone more feminine looking? She looks through her files.
How about her?
Shows you the profile of a gentle-looking lady. I don't know if Mirabelle looks gentle. Or maybe I'm biased by... She's, I feel like some sort of grandpa would call her a firecracker. She's got spunk. She looks nice.
She does, I guess.
She guesses. Not into feminine people either, apparently. What kind of person are you into then?
Oh, I don't have a type. I like all kinds of people equally.
But if you had to choose.
Oh, someone nice
You're not.
and, someone pretty
You not.
and, someone who likes me.
You don't nod. Mira.
No, wait, let me think a little bit more. I want, someone who...
She thinks for an awfully long time.
Well, what about you then? What kind of person are you into, Sifrin?
Well, you think about how to answer this for an awfully long time, but then catch yourself. Wait, are you just gonna copy my answers?
No. Okay, fine. You got me, Sifrin. I'm not interested in that dating stuff.
Oh, that makes sense. But then why? So why worry about it?
Well, you know, Sifrin, the change belief is very, very important to me. It's all around changing. Changing with a capital C. Bettering yourself.
ABC always be changing.
Becoming a better, different person. And one of the few ways to change is to try new things, you know? That's part of the reason the house offers so many different classes. And so, I'm trying new things. And some are fun and fulfilling and easy, but you can't just go and only try new easy things, can you? Sometimes you have to try scary new things. Things that make me uncomfortable. Things I don't want to do at all.
Things she doesn't want to do? Like dating?
Yes, like dating. But you know, romantic love is one of the biggest ways to change. It's supposed to change you, to bring you new experiences, and so, I have to do it, right?
Girl, you don't gotta do nothing.
To be a good housemaid, I have to do it. I have to date. I have to love someone in a romantic way. I have to do things with them, and I have to bond with them, and I have to sleep with them, and I have to have children with them. I have to love them in this very specific way, and
you don't wanna?
And I don't want to. I don't want to do it, Sifrin, not at all. Dating, the idea of being in a romantic relationship, of being with someone like that, I hate thinking about it. I hate the idea of it, I really do. The idea of it alone is just awful for me to think about. I can't love someone like that in the way that I should love them. It never happened, and I don't think it ever will. And I need this to change, don't I?
Girl, you don't gotta change nothing. Oh, stars, this is heavy. You're not sure what to say. Maybe, well, why do you need to change?
Because I have to, Sifrin. I'm a housemaiden, and I love it. I love helping people and getting to know them, and I love learning new things, and I love it all, but I have to change in that way too.
What? No.
I wish I could just not do it, but not be with someone that way, but Sifrin, there's such a pressure to force us to do that, and not only that, there's such an intense pressure to force us to change. We have yearly festivals all around showing yourself as a new person, for crap's sake. Most housemaidens have completely changed at least once, and I haven't. Isabeau isn't even a housemaid, and he's changed, and I haven't. And I don't want to change. I'm happy with who I am. I'm comfortable with who I am. I'm comfortable with the idea of not being with anyone. I'm comfortable with the idea of staying the same forever. But we have to change and bring new things into our lives and change our clothes and hairstyles and even part of our personalities.
that's a healthy way to live. I think it's important to embrace the possibility of change, to embrace the option of change. But, like, you shouldn't have to change the things that you like. The things that are good, you don't have to change those. It's maybe important to try something out. Like, you can, maybe you find a sandwich at a sandwich shop that you really, really like, and you only ever order that sandwich from the sandwich shop. And maybe it's important every once in a blue moon to maybe pick a little something else off the menu. If it sounds like something you hate, you don't have to buy that sandwich. But if something else catches your eye and be like, wonder how their pastrami is here. Give that pastrami a try, and if you don't like it, you could go back to your regular sandwich. And if you do like it, well, now you've got 2 things you like. That doesn't mean you have to only order pastrami from now on. You can have as many sandwiches as you like.
To appeal to a deity like that I don't know if they understand that sometimes. I'd just like to stay the same. Or maybe they do. Maybe that's why they have it. And now I have a list of people that I could meet so that I could fall in love with them, which I can't do, and to do things with them, which I will never ever want to do, and so I can change. And it makes me feel like a mistake. I must be broken for not being able to want these things, because everyone else can.
I don't know about the romantic part, but I don't want to do things with people either.
Huh? Why not?
I mean, it's weird, right?
Yeah.
Mirabelle takes a hold of your hands. You jump a little, but she doesn't notice.
Yeah. It's just weird and gross and it's awful and I don't want to do it at all. Oh, Siffrin, you mean it? You really mean it? You understand?
Of course.
What a relief to have someone who understands this at least. But it doesn't fix anything. I need to change. And dating? It's part of it, so...
Mirabelle sighs.
Siffrin, I know you don't follow the change belief, but do you have something like this? Something that brings you joy and community and faith? But some other parts you don't know how to follow? Some other parts you don't know what to do with? Some other parts just bring you grief?
Something that brings you both joy and grief. You think about the stars. What is going on with Siffrin? There's a lot of mystery. We're uncovering all the mysteries of, like, the Bonnie and the Odile and the Mirabelle, and we're probably gonna get some Isabeau. Why we don't remember anything? Why are cloaks so nice and fancy? Why stars? Why do we have loop power? How do we have any relation to the king? There's mysteries afoot. Do love the introspective aspect of these. I gotta know. I mean, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out as we play the game, I'm sure. But I'm thinking. Why did we think about the stars? Are we an alien? Different from outside space? I mean, honestly, if Loop is a star, then maybe we're also a star and we just don't remember it. More complicated than that for me, but yeah, I have something like that. Remember going through Bonnie's hangout and just connecting to Siffrin so damn much in that moment. I don't want anything bad to ever happen to Bonnie. Never, ever, 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 ever.
So you do too. How do you deal with it then?
You don't. Put that shit in a bottle and keep it inside. I just try not to think about things that bother me in general. Ha ha ha, Siffrin's just like me, for real, for real.
Avoidance, huh? Well, that feels, a little too cowardly for me.
Ow.
I mean, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say...
You laugh. Hee-hoo. You know she didn't mean it that way. Gonna ship that trauma to the past and not look back. It's true. Put it in a box and put that box on a shelf and put that shelf in a room and close the door. Of course not. You didn't know Maribel held those feelings towards the change of belief. She really did seem very gung-ho about it. Yeah, she always seems so passionate about it. But the belief she loves so much is the same belief that forces her into a box she doesn't want to be in. This is when you get comfortable with picking and choosing the things that you want to believe. I think it's okay if you have something like this. Like, I think especially when it comes to stuff like religion, it's very much participant's choice. Like, if there's things about it that you like and you want to believe and you want to follow, and other things that you don't, go for it. Give it a try. Do what you gotta do. Why doesn't she leave it behind then? Can't she just be like casual change appreciator? Doesn't go to change church every Sunday, but still likes the ideas of you can change if you wanna. Suppose it's not that simple. I don't know anything about your belief, but you could always game the system, right?
Game the system?
Well, change things by deciding not to change. If everyone changes in that way, then you'll change by not changing in that way. There's more than one way to become a better person, right?
Changing by deciding not to change? Sifrin, that's not how it works.
But no one needs to know.
Change myself by deciding not to change.
Sounds challenging and fun to me. Do wonder how my life would be different if I have some connection to religion. Me too, honestly. When I was very little, when I was like, maybe like kindergarten, second grade at tops, I had a friend, neighbor, whose family was pretty religious, and so they would always go to church. And as a child, I was like, oh, these people get to go somewhere every week, and it sounds fun. And I went to my parents, and I was like, why don't we go to church? And they're like, you know, if you go to church, you have to wake up early and go every Sunday, right? And then I was like, never mind, I don't want to do that. I want to play video games. I think neither of my parents are very religious, so my house was just not. It's simply not. You went to Catholic schools the whole time you were just spinning and rolling your eyes since you didn't believe it. That's gotta be a wild experience. See, I'm just like, I think the closest to religion we got is like, we had like a baby Bible, like one of those like Bible stories for children books where it's just like, here's the story of that guy and the lions. That I made, I remember leafing through it as a child, and I feel like, I guess just living in America, it's so tinged with, Christianity. You've got like all the big holidays are like Christmas and Easter, even if you're just dyeing eggs and eating chocolate, like you're still hearing people talk about the Jeezy boy. Nice enough folks played Chinese checkers once with the church brothers, or whatever the actual term is. 100% slept through sermons. Yeah, I'm glad I didn't have to go to church. I might listen to Morshu read the Bible at some point. It's a very long video, but I think it would be very funny. Yeah, it's like even if you don't go to church, you absorb a lot through just cultural osmosis of like, yeah, there's like a Noah and a flood, and Abel and Cain, one of them hit the other with a rock and did the first crime and then lied to God about it, and there was a snake that ate an apple, and think when I was doing study abroad in Japan, one of our classes had us read an excerpt from the Bible in Japanese, and that was wild. I think it was like the betrayal of Jesus, like Judas betrays Jesus section of the Bible. And that was wild because that means I've only experienced that story in Japanese. You're forced to go to church for a while during your childhood. It was the worst experience, so boring. Yeah, I can imagine why. Like, I understand why church was super important, like, in the past, because it's a community building exercise. It's like when you're all, like, you want a thing that the whole town is in on. It's an excuse to get everybody together in the same building every week. You say your hellos to God, and then you, after service is done, you catch up with all your neighbors and see what's going on in town. And you figure it all out, and you've all got something in common. You've all got a place to go to. But in this modern age, of the current day, we've got, like, book clubs, and we've got, public schools, and we've got, PTA meetings. We've got the internet. It's maybe less so important. I know there are some people that, like, religion is important to them personally also. Like, there's a lot of people who went through rough times and, like, religion helped them out of that. And I'm honestly happy for them. Whatever improves your life. Whether it's a spiritual experience or getting a new hobby or dating someone or getting a dog. It's interesting the things that can be important to different people and also be completely insignificant to others. I don't like the chokehold that, like, Catholicism and stuff has on culture. Like, I don't like the purity culture and why, like, MasterCard won't allow any websites to have porn on them anymore. I don't even, like... Let artists exist on the internet, please. Like, I don't even look at not safe for work stuff, really, but I'm tired of websites being like, oh, sorry, we can't survive because half of our payment options are gone because of people deciding that no one's allowed to say any swears or show any porn on the internet, so we're kicking everybody off now. Goodbye. Every week you had mass, you were bored, said you didn't have a phone. It was like, communion time, cracker across. Wait, what's the cross? I know about the wafers. I know you eat the body and blood of Christ, which is crackers and wine or sometimes grape juice for children. 90% sure you never believed it even then, so you never make fun of someone for experiencing genuine faith. Yeah, there's a lot of people out there I've noticed who, like, some people are, like, there's a lot of still, like, homophobia and, like, transphobia and, like, Puritan type stuff that is coming from a religious place, and so that definitely really hurts a lot of people who are just trying to exist in the world, and that sucks real hard. But I also know a lot of people who are just, like, religious, and they're like, yeah, no, like, that's not even a factor at our church. Like, we don't care about that. We're not going through the Bible and being like, God said you're not allowed to lie down, so everybody who's gay is bad. Like, no. They're like, no, that's not what that means. Those people suck ass, fuck them. And then I know on the flip side, a lot of people are so used to those, like, very loud, very obnoxious people that whenever they hear anybody is even remotely religious, they say, like, ew. Like, that person goes to church, they must be the worst person they must be homophobic and transphobic and evil and anti-sex and anti-drugs and anti-everything. It's like, I mean, not necessarily. Sometimes people are religious and then also just decent people. There's a wide spectrum in all sorts of pockets of culture. Question, do you do communion every week? Growing up Methodist, we did it once a month. You didn't practice, you basically did a Wakanda forever and bow down, and they did the cross symbol on your... Oh, so it was like, you don't have to eat the cracker. We can just do a little ritual at you. Ash Wednesday was gross. They had actual stuff on me, and your autism brain did not like that. Oh, no. I didn't know Ash Wednesday meant anything for the longest time. Until somebody was like, yeah, you did, like, they, like, put a dot on you or something. They, like, put muck on your face. And I was like, wait, it's, like, actual ash involved in Ash Wednesday? I thought that was just a day. I thought that was, like, Black Friday, where it's just like, well, this is a day where it's... something happens, but there's no, like, physical aspect to it. Black Friday is when you buy things before Thanksgiving. It is not... No, Thanksgiving's not religious. We're good. Thanksgiving is just, offensive towards indigenous people, I guess. I'm not gonna say, I'm gonna say complicated in regards to its relationship with indigenous people. I like to think of it as just an excuse to eat a lot of good food. Most holidays are like that to me. Holidays are an excuse to take a day off work and treat yourself to some thematic treats. So like Valentine's Day, like I should probably be more on board with this Mirabelle and Sifrin talk here, because I am aromantic asexual, but like I got that on lock. I already know. I know what's up. It's fine. I'll probably have a crisis about it when I start getting old and I'm like, oh God, I am super old and I don't have any like children to take care of me or pay my home visits or whatever, but it's fine. Maybe by that time I'll not, maybe healthcare will be better by then. Maybe we'll live in a better world when I'm old. I'm gonna vote to try to make that happen. Everybody remember, if you're old enough to vote and also American, there's an election happening this year. Wait, it is this? Yeah, 2024 election. Vote. Not just the president, but all your local positions too. But, I forgot where I was going with it. Oh yeah, I'm Arrow Ace, so like Valentine's Day, the romantic aspect plays no part. But hearts are a really good shape for treats to be in. Chocolates, cookies, taste better when they're shaped like a heart. Like, it's a cute shape. Pink is a delicious color. Of course, you know I'm gonna be baking some pink cookies and eating them on Valentine's Day. It's party time. It's a holiday. You can party it. The other thing about the quote is they always try to justify homophobia that isn't originally against pedophilia. It's so annoying. Yeah, it's... people love to interpret the Bible in whatever way they want. I've never even read the Bible, but I've seen people be like, yeah, like, people take this out of context, but it's meant something completely different back then. Like, based on the context of the culture at the time. Or they're like, what about this part that says, like, if you combine two different materials to make your shirt, you should die forever. You never had to do anything like the Ash Wednesday stuff. It was weekly. I want to say it was weekly, it might have been monthly. It's going back a decade now. Yikes, in several years. It's wild to remember things from the past. Things that happened happened forever, but your memory of them fades. Unless you got a weird, like, unless you got one of those stickums memories where it just sticks in your brain forever and you will always remember it. Went through school being the biggest prude about nudity and sex and whatnot, later coming out as trans and ace. You have so many jokes to catch up with how it's going. Very unlikely with how it's going. Listen, maybe I've got some decades before I'm old enough to need to be in fingers crossed. Bodily harm can come to us at any time. Any day you could go outside and get struck with a meteor and now all of your limbs don't work or whatever. But assuming I live a healthy life, assuming only the natural decrepitation of my body gets to me, I got a few more decades. Things change faster than you think. Like, I think I read the other day that, like, credit scores did... Hold on, when did credit scores get existed? $1989. That's like after my parents were born. That's probably after most of y'all's parents were born. Like only one generation back. All it takes is like some real strong shifts. A few strong shifts, and like in the course of like 10 or 20 years, things could for sure change. Just like the change belief of the video game. Sounds challenging and fun to me. Right now, you mean it.
It does. It does sound challenging and fun.
Oh, Mirabelle. Mirabelle smiles at you brightly. You smile back.
Thank you, Sifrin. Thank you for talking to me.
Anytime, Mirabelle.
Oh, look at the time. You probably had other things to do, didn't you? Go. Don't let me keep you. I need to be alone for a little bit. I have a lot to think about. I'll see you later, okay?
Got a memory of faith. You'll always remember this. When equipped, Memory of Faith boosts all your housemaiden stats by 30. Wow! Fully care shield. Amazingly strong. It creates a shield that makes everyone invulnerable to attacks for one turn. Alright. I'm wondering. We're definitely gonna die again, because there's at least 2 paths that are not the correct path. That, companion quest, hanging out with Mirabelle. This game has given me considerations about how you view your romantic attraction. I think I'm luckier than most, or at least I like processed it. I got to process it better than most because I know a lot. I've heard a lot of people who are like asexual and to a lesser extent aromantic, where they had like a real rough time with it. Like people that were like pressured into relationships, people that like were seriously worried that something was wrong with them. They were worried they were sick. People who had like doctors that told them that like something was wrong with them. It's gone from question marks to generally gesturing to the wind. For me, it was definitely like there are a lot of stories out there, especially once you get into like anime and manga and stuff, and you're reading those shoujo manga where it's just like they introduce a main character who's like, I don't care about any of that romance nonsense, until it's because it's obviously going to be a shoujo or whatever, and then halfway through the series it's like, oh, until I met so and so, which now reading those stories just makes me frustrated, because I'm like, this could have been just like an Arrow character, but no, you had to give them some. Everybody has to end up with someone. But for younger me, who didn't know about things, that was just kind of like a reassurance, I guess. It was one of those things where like, oh, I guess some people fall in love really easily, and some people there's like, they're gonna run into one person at some point, so I guess I should just not worry about it, and then we'll see where this takes me. And so then I just didn't worry about it for a long time, until basically college, and then I want to say like the first year or two of college, I found out about like asexuality, and I was like, huh. This is probably me, huh? I guess most people know by now. Yeah, most people do, even, like, oh, the, like, shoujo manga protagonist who's like, I've never cared about romance, but suddenly now I care about romance, isn't the actual one that exists. And if... I guess there's still people that are, like, demi-romantic, but It's like, yeah, most people know, like, most people are having crushes in, like, elementary school and middle school at the very least. And so by that point, it was like, oh, I don't need to have a crisis because now there's a word for it. And it's like, okay, cool. I guess I'm this now. And then I have simply lived my life since, and it's great. We gotta go talk to Isabeau. We helped everybody else. Isabeau? Where are you? Do we have the flower?
Random_game lover says random question for everyone. You see a cat playing with a blue ball. Does the ball have anything on it?
No. I think if you had said blue ball toy, I would have imagined a string or a feather coming out of it. But if you just say a cat playing with a blue ball, it's just a blue ball. Probably at the tree. That's true. I'm gonna get this stuff. I need that art. I need that flower. We'll get that one. Yeah, toy. Yeah. Well, I mean, I know you mean a blue ball toy, but I think it's just the wording of it. I think when I read the word blue ball, I imagine a blue ball. But if I read the word blue ball toy, I imagine one of those things that's like a ball with a feather sticking out of it. The words that conjure images in my mind work this way. I think it went whatever for the most part. Then you started transitioning and someone was asking if you were attracted to anyone different since starting. It was like, nah, last crush was back in uni, such and such of other. They were like, oh, so you're probably straight. And then you blue screened. I will say one of the, I think it was before it was my first year of college and it was before I knew what asexual was. But I was talking to somebody who was very much somebody who was into like relationship drama, blue ball toy, just like the Pokemons. Who was very much into like relationships and drama and was always talking about so-and-so they had a crush on. And they asked me at some point, they were like, do you have anybody you like? And I was like, no, I've never actually like had a crush on anyone before. And their reaction was like, whoa, so you could totally be a lesbian. And I was like, I mean, you're not wrong, but it felt like a weird conclusion to jump to. It was one of those things where you had, like, that was a moment that made me stop and think, like, but, like, if I was, I would know by now, right? Most people know by now, by their first year of college? Surely. Yeah, it's quite the jump. And, like, it makes, I guess, like, it makes sense in a way from, like, a straight person's train of thought. Like, oh, if you're not straight and you're not bi, then you must be gay. But I think I was just like, maybe back then. And that was what I thought. But then later when I found out asexual, I'm like, hey, oh yeah, there's another thing. This one that's none of the above. That's quite the jump. You had a shit sex Eddie and he was the first time you had a crush on and had any passing knowledge on that side of relationship. Oh, that's real bad. I feel like even just from cultural, like, you're supposed to know when you have a crush, right? Like, there's plenty of shows where they're like, oh, your heart beats fast and you butterflies and you think about them all the time and you want to, like, hold their hand or whatever. Knowing you were air race before you knew what the term was for, you figured yourself back out in kindergarten to first grade. Times were weird. Like, I knew as a child that I hadn't experienced love. Like, I never had a moment where I was just like, oh, I have to fake a crush. Like, maybe if I think, maybe I pretend this is a crush. I was always just very much like, well, hasn't happened for me yet, but probably will one day, maybe. Because everybody says it happens to everyone, so I guess it'll happen at some point. Don't know if your heart ever beats faster. You think all your crushes were like, ah, this person's rad, I want to be their friend, but like slightly more than normal. It's weird too, because there's like a whole like spectrum too, because like different people experience love in different ways as well. So like some people do get physical symptoms. You get the symptoms of love, where they're like actual like temperature increases and their heart rate increases and stuff. And other people, it's more in the mind. But yeah, the other thing about me is I gotta keep reminding everybody every stream, like I'm older than a lot of people on the internet. Not everybody, but I'm like in my 30s. I'm like, how old am I? 32. Wait. 31. 31, turning 32 next month. And LGBT, like, public knowledge got a huge boost. Like, when I was in high school, people, the general populace knew about gay people. They knew about what being gay was. But anything, and maybe an inkling of what being bi was, but the general idea of, like, trans people as a concept didn't really, that was like you had to be in the LGBT circles to, like, know about that. If you were just your average Joe, not involved, your only knowledge was, like, cross-dressers on South Park or whatever. Like, as an actual legitimate identity was not really common knowledge. And I'm so glad it's gotten better. Like, asexual was like, people didn't know what that was. It's like, hey person, I joined the movie club in 5th grade. Hey person, I volunteered to be a junior buddy for in grade 11. We're both just, I think these people are neat. It's not old though. See, that's the thing. It's not that old. It's a lot. I'm used to a lot of people being in their, like, early 20s and being like anybody older than 24 is old. There's definitely older people on the internet. There's people in their 50s, their 60s, their 70s. Is there anybody 100 on the internet? Is there anybody over 100 years old on twitch.tv? It's old to a teen. The secret of age is if you're talking to somebody younger than you, you're usually old, and if you're talking to somebody older than you, you're young. Yeah. Trans was the hidden option the normies didn't know existed. Yeah. It, like... The option... Like, the closest thing people had was, like, oh... Like... You're just... They would just think you were gay. Like, if there was a trans woman, she might not even know unless she was in the, like, LGBT circles or had access to that knowledge. But it would be like, oh, you are perceived as a male and acting effeminately, you must be gay. A lot has changed in, like, a decade or two. Even asked if you perform mitosis when explaining your sexuality. That's a wild question. I'm actually hearing about transgender folks and crossdressers in anime and going, oh, that's neat. I want to see more. Let's not address why that's neat. Oh, yeah. No, I spent a lot of time in, I want to say high school, clicking through the gender bender tags for manga on anime. I'm still not entirely sure what to make of that. Right now, I've settled on agender for myself. But we'll see if that ever changes into anything else. Yeah, it was gay, straight, and then if you were lucky, they knew what being bi was. You even asked if you photosynthesize as well. Does your description of your sexuality involve chloroplasts? You started exploring and you're like, I want to learn how to draw slime people. What's TF art? Powerful. Genderbend, did you hear about the Rama 1/2 remake? Yes! Yes! I'm so glad Silent posted. I didn't know the trailer was out already. It looks so good. it's wild that they're just remaking all of Rumiko Takahashi's series. Like they just did Urusei Yatsura, and now they're doing Ranma. I wonder if they're gonna do Inuyasha next. If they're just gonna like, God, I'm excited. I never finished Ranma. I watched a lot of episodes of Ranma, but there's like a lot of those. And Rumiko Takahashi series are very much nothing happens for hundreds of episodes, but you are still enjoying it anyway. Like, it's very much just slice of life with no plot. Or even the series like Inuyasha, where there is a plot. It's a lot of like the same thing happening over and over, but it's still enjoyable. You have most of the series in manga form because your sis collected it. Let's go. I never read the manga for it. I really enjoyed the anime. That was definitely one of the first anime that I watched. Like, that was a wild anime to watch as a high schooler. Because, like, I think Ranma is just straight up tits out in the first episode. And when you were new to anime and used to American censorship, you have a moment of, like, am I allowed to watch this? Is there allowed to be naked lady in my cartoons? Are you thinking of what was called DNA Gender Bender with some visual novel thing, and you recall lewd was a guilty pleasure because you were still prude, so you just hover your hand over the sensitive bits. Powerful. Yeah, it's out in a lot of places. Yeah, but like first episode is shell shock, is like jumping into cold water, where it's just like, oh, here's a cool, like, you just came out of watching Naruto, which I guess also has... That one has, like, clouds over tits. That one's like, oh, Naruto transform into sexy lady, but there's censorship, so you don't see it. This one's like... I think in the manga there isn't any censorship for the Naruto transformation, but, Ranma is just, like, episode 1, like, 5 minutes in or something like that. Video games. Hi, Pass. We're talking about gender. We're talking about gender and anime. Yeah. So that was very much like, all right then, I guess this is what I'm in for. And then I continued to watch it. At a Steam release, Gender Bender DNA Twister Extreme. Gender the anime. Let's go. Definitely more of a furry awakening at a time. Yeah, that's one I've never heard of. I've never been... This maybe also should have keyed me into the fact that I was Aro Ace, but I've never been interested in, like not safe for work media. Like, I never got into yaoi. I never got into, I don't know if anybody gets into hentai except for, like, a very specific type of person on the internet. I never, like, got into, like, dating sims. I never got into shipping. Shipping doesn't even have to be not safe for work, but it's still romantic, and it just never caught my interest. I never got into fanfic. That one doesn't even have to be romantic. I never got into hentai, Aifi. 2024. You could add that to a quote, technically. But, like, I was also never really... I wasn't, like, a prude about it, either. I wasn't like, oh, I'm better because I don't like... Like, I understand that, like, some people are into that. Like, listen, if you want to do your yaoi ship wars or whatever, you do you. I am simply not interested. It's like when people tried to get me to watch Mecha. I was not interested in Mecha. I'm getting interested in Mecha now. I've finally started watching Gundam. I'm doing the world's slowest watch through of all the Gundam in the world. And by all the Gundam in the world, I mean the UC Gundam. I finished the original series. I just finished Origin. I'm about to start MS-08. I'm very excited to see these robots. But as a high schooler, and through most of college, I was like, if an anime was mecha tagged, I was like, no, thank you. That was about the same feelings I had towards, like, if something was like, oh, yeah, if people are, like, raving about some yaoi fanfic, I'm like, no, thank you. Several people that were part of HH? And every time you just probably had a U face pass. What is HH? Is that... If there was an X, there would be Hunter Hunter. But I don't think it's that. Was it like Hentai Haven or something? Dropping the funniest line in one random stream at midnight. Some Discord. It was Hentai Haven! I was about to say Hentai Heaven, but I was like, old anime fan sites love to use the term Haven. They love to be calling themselves a haven. Wild. Wild. Wait, but this is a Discord server. Hold on now. Nobody used Discord until like the mid-2010s. I think I got my Discord account in 2015. How old is this server? I'm used to like GeoCities web pages and like forums. People were still using AOL Instant Messenger. Actually, no, people were not using AOL Instant Messenger when I was in high school. Were they? I was still on Neopets. How old even is Discord? Older than 2015 at least. I remember, yeah, 2016. I think 2015 is when it started. Like that, around that time, 2015, 2016 is when it started popping off. I'm sure people who were more tech savvy had one before then. I guess we could just Google when Discord came out. Oh! May 2015. Wait, hold on. Let me check real quick. I'm in streamer mode, so like I want to say November 2015 is when I got mine. Maybe it was 2016. There's no way I got one like the year Discord came out. I remember it was because Goof was working on a game, making a little like pixel fighting game for their anime club, and for their college anime club, and I joined in to help make some of the art because they wanted to make a bunch of like customizable characters that all needed like different outfits and stuff. So we were, I think, originally gonna organize everything through Slack, but then one of the people who joined the team was like, get in Discord instead, it's better. And so then we went to Discord and we're like, you know what, you're right, this is better. Had a Discord back then, but it was a different time and space. And then like, I didn't use Discord for much of anything else. Like it was that, and then I think our friend group created a Discord, and then I don't think I joined any public. When at some point I was doing scanlating, and that was all through Tumblr, but then we made a Discord for that. But I didn't join any like public Discords until, honestly, until like 2019 or 2020 probably, when I started getting into like Twitch so I could get some notifications. Somebody tried to prank you with the Pornhub startup sound once. You just didn't react because you never used it and they had to explain what it was. Yeah, I would not recognize that. I don't think I've ever been to Pornhub. I think I know that it's orange and black because somebody had a screenshot of like a YouTube extension that they had that made it a dark mode, and it was like the Pornhub colors or something. Used Twitch and Discord in 2015, but then quit for a few years. I think Twitch Plays Pokemon was the first time I was like conscious about Twitch, which I might have known it existed before then, but that was the first time I like actually regularly followed like live stream stuff. I think maybe around that time I also did like one art stream with Goof on their channel for a game that we were gonna make or something. You watch speedruns live first, I think. Yeah, and then AGDQ, like Games Done Quick, I got into maybe a few years after that, and that was the only thing I used Twitch for, was watching Games Done Quick when it rolled around. And then when COVID happened, Twitch was popping up. It was Half-Life. It was the Half-Life VR AI that got me into those funny streamers, and then that's when I started like that was also like the beginning of COVID, so everybody in the internet was getting in. Yeah, COVID brought me back online. Everybody on the internet was getting into streaming. So there were like people I followed on like Tumblr and Twitter and stuff that I had never ever talked to before, and they were like, I'm streaming, and I'm like, let me check out what they're like. Lummo Phoenix, I don't think I'd ever had a conversation with before they started streaming. But one day I saw a notification from them that was like, I'm streaming Splatoon. I was like, I like Splatoon. Let me see what this is all about. And then I started watching their streams, and it was very fun and a good time. 100%. It was probably an overall mistake. There's definitely a healthy amount of online to be, and that amount is different for each person. Some people can be as online as extremely online, and some people need to let themselves be offline a little more. Discord and Twitch were probably one of the best things you've ever gotten into. 2016, 2020 me was a different person, very normie, wild. I've always been on the internet. I haven't always been, No, I've always been me. I think we covered this earlier. You can never be anything else but yourself. It's simply a different version of me from the past. I've, like, literally as long as I can remember, I've been on the computer. I have memories of lying about my age on neopets.com so that I can do all the 13 and up things, like go on the neoboards. I was going to homestarrunner.com in 3rd grade or whatever. 2016 me was like, I'm sorry, I need an anime recommendations. I certainly changed for the better these past few years. I've for sure become a better person since middle school. I think that might be true of everyone, except for people who have gotten worse, but I don't think they're on the internet. Or maybe they are. Actually, I take that back. Some people get like QAnon pilled on the internet, and those people maybe become worse. And they have the potential to get better, but they are gonna need some help. You were an internet denizen, just wasn't like a stream watching or discording. I've been a lurker is the thing for most of my life. I think I had a friend who was really, really into roleplay. Like, always doing roleplay stuff. And always telling cool stories about what roleplay shenanigans they're getting into. And one time they were like, you want to come join like our roleplay board? And I couldn't even like think of a roleplay character to be. So I think I just named myself Innocent Bystander and then just typed in only dots. I was just like dot, 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 dot. And I did that for maybe like a couple days. And then I was like, I don't think roleplaying's for me. I chatted with people on Neopets. I used to play like RuneScape and Coke Music and like Habbo Hotel, and I'd have some like vague interactions with people on those sites, but I don't know. I never made like big internet friends until streaming, I think. You're in uni is probably cited and professional. Please giveth me anime recommendations. Dr. Brownston, Chapter 3, 1942. Middle school me was so quiet is also where Spear nickname came from. Wait, Spear's been with you since middle school? Wild. This is the first time since you were like a teen that you had an internet friend or anything. Yeah, I had Neopets friends. I had friends on Neopets, and I think I had DeviantArt friends who may or may not have also been the same Neopets friends. Tumblr was interesting, because when I got a Tumblr, that was a real fun time. I'm trying to think. A lot of the people I added on Tumblr were, like, people I met at anime conventions, because I used to do Artist Alley back then. So I would like go to Artist Alley and then you'd give people your business card and then they would find you on Tumblr and follow you and then you'd follow them back and then everybody would blog about Homestuck. But I've always had like a very low social battery, so I'm like never one to send people messages first. I generally chat when people send me messages. I've had a few like internet friends here and there, but I've never like joined, like streaming is where I've been the most social, I think, online. Twitch.tv, hanging out in chats and chatting in my own streams and chilling in discords. Before that, I was mostly lurking and then blogging. You're a message board game facts teen. I would browse message boards, but I would never post. Except for sometimes on Neopets. Doody-doody-doo-doo-doo. This wall is interesting. I'm turning my head away from the monstrosities, but following RP rules. I could never get into role-playing. I think I've tried twice in my life, and once was Neopets, and once was that one roleplay where I was innocent bystander that I talked about like 2 minutes ago. And the first one was an earnest attempt Neopets roleplay through Neomail. It was fun, but just kind of tapered off. Fred is also a different nickname, but that's a different story. Don't you guys know I'm Ify in real life? I go to my driver's license, birth certificate, and sign it Ify every time. You're still 95% lurker in the internet? I lurk a lot. I definitely still lurk in streams sometimes. Sometimes I don't have the energy to chat, but I still want to like watch what people are up to. So I'll just pop a stream on in the background while I do some art or whatever. And accounts where you made up who I was and other dumb shit. That's fun though. Next level role-playing where nobody knew you were playing. I had to go back. You can probably still find my name on the internet. Like, you can definitely for sure find my nickname on the internet, like my real people nickname. That one's not hard to find. Like, if you go back far enough in my Tumblr, you'll see posts with it. It's probably still on my... it's almost certainly still on my DeviantArt. It's in a lot of places. I might have my full, like, first and last name on the internet still. There were some Tumblr posts where I had to go back and be like, oh, I just, like, have my parents' address here. Let me just wipe that out real quick. Let me just scrape that from the image. Like, oh, I took a picture of a letter that was addressed to me. Let me just remove that from the image real quick. Pretty sure you've only had 2 online names. Ify I've had for a really long time. I've had Ify since high school. I've had Ify since, I'll say 2009. It was a name my brother made up for a Neopet. And then when everybody, like people on Neopets were like, check out this cool art site, deviantart.com. I was like, let me make a DeviantArt. I love to drawing. And so I made, no, older than 2009, maybe like 2007, 2006. I made a DeviantArt account. And I was like, what do I make my name? We'll do Ify. It sounds cool. And so I've been Ify ever since, which is a little wild. Before then, it was mostly just variations of my real people name with some numbers after it. I had to delete so many forum posts. It was a Gmod jailbreak server, and another was a Minecraft medieval thing we flubbed and didn't have the mod you suggested, so I was role-playing in the relation to their vanilla screens. Had 1,000 names at this point. To be fair, I had when I was in elementary school, one of my favorite things to do was just create Neopets accounts. I have a bunch of accounts that are just like dogs to love, or like the cat's meows 2345, or like under the bed 1234, PlayStation fan 68. And I would just create an account with a name and then make a few pets that were themed to it. So like PlayStation fan had like a Spyro and a Crash Bandicoot. And then I would never ever use that account for anything. First name was very cringe and Minecraft related, and then an account got banned because you were toxic, so you changed it to this powerful. Counting your previous Discord account, you have 3 online names. Like, currently I only have this. I technically have an Instagram under another name that is related to my real name, but that was because my coworker created an Instagram account for me. Originally it was, Coworker Chan was the Instagram account that she created so that I could, I guess, like all her posts, but then I don't like using Instagram. I'm mad because Ify's taken on Instagram, so now I can never ever use Instagram except for my real people account, which I use in the best way possible, which is taking a very blurry picture once every like 7 months and then slapping as many filters as I can on top of it. Made a new account with this name on Xbox. Thinking how you have an alter ego which you use for DA and for affinity accounts, which you didn't want to use your actual accounts and started because you were wanting Havo coins way back when. I love old internet. I love internet identities. I love the concept of it. I love the concept of like, this is my internet me and there is my real person me. And like, I think we should actually have more names. I think I should be allowed to have multiple legal names. I should have my friends and family name. Some people probably even want different names for friends versus family. But you should have like your family name, your friend name. These two can be the same if you want or different. You should have your work name, which should be different than your family and friends names because nobody from your work life should be able to find your super personal life. And then your online name. And maybe you can even have like a couple slots for online names in case you want to be different people in different locations. Because like some people want to be like, this is my online name for my like professional business. Like I do art and stuff. And then this is my online name for just like shit posting. Completely forgot about your Minecraft names. It makes 5 or 6 online names. It's fun. We can totally just create new identities. It is. It's nice. It's nice to be able to just be like, this is what you get. This is what you see. This is the me. This is one of me. This is an aspect of me that you are seeing. You're not getting my customer service voice. You are getting my unfiltered digital persona, which is simply another part of who I am. Okay, I need a first name. We'll go take this Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Okay, second name, which has no relation to me. Oh, I want to try to guess who the Fosters is so bad. Can't be Blue. That's too easy, right? Is it one of the main characters? Is it like Wilt or like Coco or something? Actual name. Oh, Mac? Frankie? Those are the only names I remember. Sometimes I wonder if two people in a community are just the same person. Sometimes they are. I've read some posts about people who are like, make like 5 different people in their own friend group and they all have different relationships with other people and some of them have like relationships with each other. And I look at that and I think, y'all are doing too much. How do you have time for that? I don't even have time to watch the anime I want to watch, and you're out here living several lives. Could not be me. Frankie! Like, Frankie, here's a gal's name. This is so androgynous. That's the other thing. I very much enjoy genderless names. I love names that can go either way. Any which way you please. Pretty sure you never used any online services until like 13 despite growing up playing on electronics. You know I was on that neopets.com lying about my age. I have a memory of my brother who is 2 years older than me. We were both young. I don't remember how young. Maybe like 10 and 12. But I got an email from lego.com that says like, your child has signed up for a Lego account. And my brother had created an account and it asked him to put in his parents' email and he didn't want our parents to know he signed up for a Lego account. So he put in my email, literally younger than him. Great moments. It's a little too much, but it's only worth it if everyone is fooled. I don't even think it's worth it if everyone is fooled. I think even if everyone is fooled, you are only playing yourself. You are only creating work and drama for yourself. You're creating a Sisyphean task for yourself. You're pushing that ball up the hill. It's not a ball, it's a rock. You're pushing that rock up the hill that nobody told you to push the rock. You just saw a rock and got a pushing. You were like, boy, howdy. Is anybody gonna wait? Does anybody else want to make 17 false identities and create like a whole drama amongst them and not even wait for an answer. You just went for it. Reminds you of this one post somewhere of someone having 10 accounts and had their own lives and realized that is exactly what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about that Tumblr post. And I know it's happened multiple times. Most of them probably aren't 10, but you know there's people who, like, I think I've known at least one person in real life who has had at least 2 accounts on a website that pretended to be different people. At that point, you never admit it. You think of your brother using yours for Club Penguin. Just keep going until you die. You're gonna have to get, like, apply to jobs as all personas. You're gonna have to, like, file taxes in each name. Should have rejected the application. Like, you've never done this for the record, but you thought about it before. It just seems like so much work. I have a hard enough time just answering messages as one person on the internet, and you want me to answer them as several? Can't happen. Can't happen to me. I forgot we were playing a video game. We were having a very good conversation about the internets. I don't think... Do you think we have time for Isabeau's quest? I'm trying to think what else I was on the internet as a child. Like, Homestar Runner for sure. But that wasn't like a social site. That was... You go there and you watch the cartoons. You wanted to be a mod in one channel and ban your other self with nobody knowing? That would be fun. I think when I was a child, I was downloading viruses while trying to install mods for Cats 5. I think I was trying to download unique species to put into... I was trying to download the kangaroo that you can get in Cats 5, but accidentally just downloading viruses. And then so my dad started, taking away, making it so that administrative privileges were not part of my account. And so then we had to get the password to my dad's account and sneak in there if we wanted to install games and stuff. Don't know how strict of a time you're giving, but you reckon just go for it. Usually, my goal is to stop at 10 because I have to do a work in the morning. 10 minutes is probably fine. We can go a little late if we need to. It's not going to take like an hour. I was worried maybe Isabeau's is going to be longer because it made us go through everybody else's first. But, maybe it's fine. Thinking about all the Are You Gay test sidebar ads your dad started getting after you started looking into LGBT stuff. I don't remember when. Ads, I think, when I was a child were not as sophisticated. I don't think they were so much targeted in the early 2000s. But I definitely for sure learned to clear my history pretty early on. That was definitely one of those things where it's like, if you're going to websites that you think your parents would get mad at you if you went to, you go into that browser settings and you clear that history. You clear those cookies. This is closer to 4 years ago. Yeah, ads have gotten very advanced since. Sif, woke up on the wrong side of the bed? I get it. Anyway, I was just looking at the favor tree. Isn't this tree cool? You joke. Oh, we don't even say it's tremendous. Glad you agree. Oh no, here we go. One could say it's a pretty, tremendous tree. Ha ha, yeah. You both laugh. LOL. He raises his hand towards your shoulder. You get it now. This is him trying to touch you. You freeze. His hand is in the air and goes closer. Closer. Lean into it, Sif. His hand abruptly stops above your shoulder and goes back to his side. No. That was funny. I'm gonna go soon, so you can have your thing with the tree, but you want to talk before I go? I help everybody. I'll not begin to imagine what he saw when you were doing furry exploration. Godspeed. Probably like ads for those games. You know how you like I've got ad block. I've got ad block forever now. I never see any ads. But there was a point in time where I was still using like the mobile versions of like Twitter and Tumblr, and those still had ads in them. Now I just use the browser the Firefox mobile. Go to tumblr.com. No ads. We're good. But you know how sometimes they have like download this mobile game, war tactics, but for some reason there's just like extremely large busty 3D girl front and center. And it's like, why have you done this to me? I'm assuming your dad was seeing ads like that, but the busty girl was also like a fox furry. Hey, I finished helping everyone out.
Huh? Oh, that's cool. I did see you running around with everyone earlier. Looked like fun.
Oh, that's right. You didn't ask him if he needed any help in this loop. Well, so do you need help with anything?
Help? Oh. Yes, I do need help with something now that I'm thinking about it. Is that what you were doing today? Helping everyone out? I didn't know.
I kept the best one for last. You mean every single mobile game ad? Yeah, basically.
Aw, Sif. I'm glad. I was just thinking I wanted to hang out with you today since I saw you running around with everyone. But you didn't talk to me much today, so I was, worried.
Would we have gotten different dialogue if we had come talk to him first?
Worried you didn't want to. It doesn't matter. I'm glad I thought about what we could do today then. Are you ready now? We'll probably have to go to the clock tower immediately after we're done, so I don't think you'll have time to do anything in the village after. So I want to make sure you did everything you needed to do.
Give me 1 second.
Sure, Sif. In the meantime, I'll let you do your thing here. Wait, for you north of Dorman, okay?
We gotta talk to Loop. I love them so much. I love them so much. Hey, Stardust. How can I help you on this wonderful new loop? Yeah, we haven't talked to Loop yet. Let's talk about a thing.
Sure, what do you want to talk about?
King really likes stars.
He sure does.
And you're... I'm what? You gesture towards Loop. You're like a star.
You just gestured to all of me. Say what you mean, Stardust.
I need advice for my date. Very important quests all around. I need to learn how to fight evil. I need to learn how to pick a date. I need to find comfort in who I am and my identity. I guess all of them were kind of that, except for Bonnie, who just wanted to be useful. Well, here goes. Do you control the king?
Control him?
I wish. All right, but are you working with him?
You? No.
All right, last question. Do you also want everything frozen in time? ...
Sometimes.
And what? Just because the king likes stars and I have a star head means we have to be friends somehow? Don't you like the stars too? Gosh, remembering your Joker, remembering that you said your last slide, it's hilarious to me. Odile is for the lesbians, is this for the gay, and Loop is just fuckable? Yeah. It's complicated.
Exactly.
Mirabelle's statue. I think we got this dialogue before. Just look at your housemaiden statue again. Okay, so we have to go back and talk to that. We didn't get to hear from Isabeau. If only there's a way to make sure he wouldn't get interrupted, and it keeps happening too. Mirabelle interrupted us last time, right? I just thought the line was white. That's the thing, is this isn't the first time we've talked about something. We went through all of these. We went through all of these last time. Oh, we still have to talk to the book fan too, because we found the book. Sadnesses are different. I've noted. Wait, they are?
They don't always appear at the floor where they should be, right?
This didn't happen before I beat the king.
They did not? Is it because you beat the king? Is it related?
No theories? I didn't even notice that one. But hey, variety is the spice of life, isn't it? Tee. Oh, this is new. I've been seeing ghosts of me. Yourself? Like how? Tell Loop about how you saw yourself walking around the house a few times. An image of yourself walking around in the house. Maybe they're reflections? Talk about something. The first section specifically is a once per loop option. You can talk about loop about a random conversation. Okay. We did Bonnie's quest. We basically opened up the game, did Bonnie's quest, did Odil's quest, did Mirabelle's quest. This is our loop conversation that we're having because Isabeau just said if we don't do this now, we're gonna miss it this loop. Maybe they're reflections, remnants of your past loops. I wouldn't know. Remnants. Odile used the same word to describe the sadnesses. Could it be a sadness? You see a copy of yourself walking around and you assume it's a sadness? Are you sad, Stardust? Sifrin is so sad. I'm gonna go ahead and say they're linked to your loops. Yeah, this is a general asking loop for hints. If there are, you may see them more and more as you loop through time. We know how to, we can go talk to the book fan. Do you have any hints about where we can get our stone? Yeah, we... See you later, Stardust. Let's go talk to the book person. Do I still have the to-do list? We have to talk to the librarian about Timecraft, too. Hello, friend. I read it, the book.
You know, the end of the world is fine and all, but I only have one regret.
Yeah. I know how it ends. Yeah, see, it overwrit, like, even though we read 87, the only one we actually remember when we come back to talk to this person is the actual, like, not the biggest number that we saw last loop, but the last book that we interacted with in that loop. So even though we interacted with both 68 and 87 last loop, if we didn't have the second dialogue option, we would have had to go all the way back. I know how it ends.
What? No, that's a lie. I think you're lying to me right now.
You explain the contents of issue 87 as best you can. Last one you've seen, so you can ask about all the different issues since there's unique lines. I guess that's true. I thought they would have, yeah, it's a pain in the rear. I thought they would have, you should have just been like, okay, well, I have to do a whole new loop and only interact with this book, this loop. Explain the contents of 87 as best you can.
What? Lord Joseph Andre is just a guy? Well, that's an ending better than my wildest dreams. He was just a guy. He was just a guy. He saved so many people, made the world a better place, and everyone thought it was because of who he was, of his past, but he was just a guy.
Uh-oh, there's tears coming out. Before you can try to figure out how to respond, they've already taken out a lovely handkerchief and blown their nose into it.
Thank you. I'm so glad I got to know this before.
Here, take this. You got the first issue. Put the first issue in your pocket for Odile to equip later.
Now, can you please leave? I need to lay in bed and think about this ending.
You're not lying in bed. I thought I was stuck in a cutscene for a second, but no, the bird had walked in front of me, meaning I couldn't walk forward.
Lord Joseph Andre, no. Just Joseph Andre.
Lied to me, not even laying in bed, mean. Pew pew, pew pew. This is the library, right? No. This is the library. I always think that this is Mirabelle's house because this is where Mirabelle likes to sit in front of. But no. Library. Excuse me, librarian. You got anything about timecraft? Timecraft? Like, specifically? Not sure. You can look through the books about craft. We have one here. Might not talk about timecraft much. I wonder, where did you find craftonomy books? Craftonomy? Mary notices your confusion. Oh, the study of craft in general is called craftonomy. I don't think the libraries here or in the house carry any. Maybe you could look elsewhere? Also, why am I thinking about candles right now? A hint. A hint to look in the candle room. Perhaps they just don't want people looking at them while they're in bed. A fair stance to take. Must be nothing. Someplace other than library. Maybe somebody's dorm room in the house? Maybe the one where they make candles? Maybe the candles room? I wonder when we're gonna be able to, read that text we can't read. Excuse me, pardon me. New loot, new blessing. Give us strong. Candle room? The candle room for Cusco? Cusco's candle room? The candle room specifically meant for Cusco? The candle room? Cusco's candle? That's what we want. We want strong. Strong. Save this. Let's go do Isabeau's. We'll end it after we'll go a little bit late. We'll go a little bit 8. We'll go a little bit fate. Isabeau, what you got for us?
Hi again, Sif. What's up?
Let's go. Follow Isabeau around for a while. Going through Dormant, then the forest until... Is this our napping grounds? A field. There's nothing around. What could he possibly need? So what do you need me to do?
Huh? Oh, lay down with me.
You lie down. And then?
And then, look up.
You look up. Drink the last of my night's coffee. I love this sound of nighttime bugs. Isa, my darling sweet bean.
Wow. Wow.
Stars, stars, stars all around you. You inhale sharply.
You know, when you asked me if I needed help earlier, I wasn't sure what to say. I don't really need help with anything. And I did all I needed to prepare for tomorrow and stuff. But I saw you run around and help everyone today, and that seemed kind of fun.
Been going and just staring at the stars more often because of this game. I wish I could. I live too much city where I live. I go outside and I can maybe see 2 stars and an airplane.
And so I thought, well, Sif's making sure to help everyone today, but I just want to hang out with him. And so, well, that's it. That's all I want to do today. Let's just hang.
Oh. Oh. So why stars?
Oh, so you know how you say this word when you're annoyed or something bad happens? I don't know what language it is, but I always thought it was like a swear word, like crab. And I looked in a few books, but I couldn't find the word anywhere, and I got really curious. And one day, I heard someone else say it. So I asked them, and they said it means stars. And I noticed you know stuff about the sky. You talked about planets once and the sun. Like you really knew what you were talking about. And sometimes when we slept outside, you'd spend most of the night looking at the night sky. And I thought that was interesting, because I never thought about what's up there before. But, so I thought maybe, you'd like to see the stars together? Or just in general?
Dot dot dot.
Oh no, was I wrong? Was it really more of an actual swear word like crab where you don't actually like stars and stars are bad and gross? Did I step in it? Did I mess up?
Dot dot dot. You didn't step in it, bud.
Oh, phew. Got scared. Anyway, I've heard some people can see stuff in the stars sometimes, like pictures. They're called somethings? Constellations, my dude. Constellations. Yeah, that. You know some?
You look up at the stars. You don't recognize any of them.
No, I don't know any. Huh. You're saying I didn't step in it, but as if.
Change the subject. No. You're fine. Ha 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 ha. Tell me something.
Something?
Something about you.
Oh, okay. Well, okay. Well, you know I'm from Jovant, right? I lived there my whole life. It's a nice big city. More than one house, too. Way bigger than Dormant. Big enough that you don't know the life story of every person you see. Anyway, you might think it's surprising. I don't know, but when I was Bonnie's age, I was like the smartest smarty pants around. Not like slightly smart or anything, but like the nerdiest kid you could imagine.
Huh. You have trouble imagining Isabeau as anything other than the boisterous man he is.
Like, really imagine it. Big glasses, super neat braids, always knows the answer to any question the teacher has, always getting perfect grades, always too shy and focused on grades to even know how to make a friend on the playground. That was me. And, I didn't really like myself. 'Cause, like, I was smart, but I really hated being shy, being alone, not even able to ask a classmate for a pen because I was so paralyzed by fear. And I was ready to spend the rest of my life like this. But one day, after years of living like this, I looked at myself and the way I was and the way I existed in this world. And I looked at that kid in the mirror and I thought, is this it? Is this really who I want to be? Couldn't I just be someone else? Someone that could make friends? Someone people could love? Someone I could love? Someone I wouldn't feel ashamed of being? Couldn't I just change? And that's one of the things people go to houses for, you know? To learn things, to train, to do body craft on yourself, to change. And you could stay for a bit and come back changed and no one would say a thing. They just accept the new person you've become. So I went to one of Javant's houses and threw myself into it, trying to become the coolest, strongest, most dependable person around. Lifting weights, training my voice to be deeper, louder, crafting my own body to be cooler, stronger, looking at myself in the mirror every morning and yelling, I'm the coolest. Change is destruction, you know? To bring about change, you need to know you might hurt people, might hurt yourself even. So you always have to be careful and think about whether the destruction you bring about is worth it. I decided it was. So the person I was before, I made him disappear. Killed him with my bare hands. Made sure they'd never, ever come back. So that I could live. It sounds bad when I say it like that. The kid I was before is still here. I just grew around him to protect them. Building an armor until it became the real thing, so I could become someone strong, someone outgoing, someone comforting to be around, someone I would have liked to know before. It doesn't matter that much. I'm here is what I mean, and I love myself so much more now than I did before. But even the person I am now is a work in progress. I want to change still. I became big and strong and dependable, happy-go-lucky dude, but because that's who I needed to be. But lately, I've been feeling like I need to let down the airhead facade a bit. Act less stupid, that sort of stuff. It doesn't feel great when people think I'm stupid just because I act a certain way. So I might change again soon and become someone slightly new. That sounds cool, right?
Oh, you never knew. Isabeau wanted to change, to become someone else, and he did it. He must have worked for so long to make his wish come true.
I might change to be a mix between a jock and a nerd. A jerd. A knock. Balancing it all, you know?
Ha.
A fucking...
I might just be Sifrin. I said Jerd first, so we'll go with that.
More like a knock. Sounds better, doesn't it? Better mouthfeel.
They both sound bad, Issa.
Sif. No, don't say that.
You could be a smart jock, you could be a buff nerd. You could be anything you want.
A smart jock. How avant-garde, right? Anyway, after we beat the king tomorrow and go our separate ways, I'll just change it to someone else. Someone who could be strong and smart, both at once. What a concept. I could use a little fuel myself, and we could all use a little change. Doesn't that sound like someone cool? Doesn't that feel like someone you wouldn't feel ashamed of knowing?
Is that what he thinks? Issa, I would never be ashamed to know you. I'm proud and blessed to know you in my life.
Yeah, Sif?
I've never, ever felt ashamed of knowing you. Not even a little teensy itty bitty bit.
What do you think, Sif? I was thinking of starting a band and calling it Smash Mouth. You're gonna make me blush, Sif. And, well, you know I feel the same, right? You're like maybe the coolest person I know. You know that, right? And I really like spending time with you. When we hang out, I always discover new things, like cool theater stuff, or even just something new about you. And I like how you always have a pun ready for any situation, how you breathe in this specific way sometimes. I wish I could breathe with you to make you feel better. I like the way your face looks when you eat your favorite foods. And I want to know more about you, talk with you more, laugh with you more, and I...
You can't look away from him.
Dot, dot, dot. Whoa, is that a shooting star? Hey, look up. Isn't that cool?
You look away from him and look up at the starry sky. There's no shooting star. But you don't mind.
Oh, Issa.
Aha! See, I told you they'd be here.
Bonnie!
Oh, we get to have a picnic.
You heard Issa mumble to himself about it earlier, more like.
Hi, Sifrin. Hi, Isabeau. We figured you'd be here. Can we join you?
Everyone is here, just like the Super Smashing Brothers. Why is everything related to Smash now? Good to see you, everyone.
Such a beautiful night. Was it your idea to come here, Isabeau?
It was.
Under the stars, huh? How romantic. Very well done, Isabeau.
What? No, it wasn't romantic at all. Just a pals outing. Buddies hangout. I, of course, would bring any one of you here.
Uh-huh.
I brought our food, so we can all eat out here. A nightly picnic.
Oh, I can smell samosas. Yummy.
Yeah, I made a lot. Fred, take one.
Take two, even. You deserve it.
Sifrin sure worked hard today, didn't they? Thank you for your help earlier.
You jump. Yes, thank you, Sifrin. You've been a great help. And now I understand. I love them all so much. I understand why we had to do Isabeau's last because you have to have the heartwarming moment with every bunny before you can have this picnic. And then we get to die and erase it all from their memories. I guess we could do it again, but it stings. Yes, thank you, Sifrin. You've been a great help today.
Fred taught me how to fight. I'll be able to help you tomorrow. Ooh, I'm looking forward to it, Bonnie.
Never wanted to live somewhere else so bad. I want to live somewhere else very badly every day of my life, but also, oh, to exist within this space. I love everybody's chat so much, but Issa and Bonnie's are the ones you resonate so much to. Honestly, the same. Honestly, kind of the same. Like, I really like Odile and Mirabelle, but it's Issa and Bonnie that have stolen my heart in this game. And Sifrin. I want nothing bad to happen to any of them.
Zah, did Fred help you today too?
You freeze. Did you?
Aww. Of course Sif helped me today.
Isabeau's looking at you, smiling brightly.
Thanks for spending time with me, Sif.
Oh. You'll hide your face beneath the rim of your hat.
Hi, Harvey.
Yeah? Harvey says meow. One of those things going from haha, I like my funny characters to I love these folks. Honestly, I think by the end of, like, before the end of the sleepover first stream, I was like, if anything happens to these characters, I'm killing everyone in this room and also myself. Just like that one, the meme. There's only 2 other places you'd want to live besides home, New Zealand and Vogard. For me, it's literally anywhere with more trees than this. Preferably, what's got leaves instead of needles? I need those. I need me some good leafy trees. Wouldn't mind a smidge of snow. Me too. I am living the Southern California lifestyle and I hate it. I know this is some people's dream. People want to live in a temperate climate where it's never cold or never wet and never weather. Trees are so nice and so is snow, but I don't even like the beach that much. It's all right. I want rain. I love rain so much, and I want some snow, and I want trees, and I want to be able to go into the forest. I would like there to be ground cover. I'd like to go a place where you might even see a fern. I cannot tell you when the last time I saw a fern was. No, sorry, not. Am I thinking of the right thing? Hold on. I might have even forgotten. No, I am thinking of ferns. Not a house, not a fern in a house, but what kind that grow out the ground. I guess they're the same one, but one's in a pot. I don't know when the last time I've seen a fern in the wild is. I guess I've seen moss, but not nearly enough. It's only hot where you are in the summer, man. Do you despise the heat? I hate the heat. The one good thing about where I am is when it gets hot, it's not that bad. It's not unbearable. There's some days where it's like real bad, but like it's not humid. So it's, if you've got, there's only maybe like a handful of days a year where you're like, this is suffering. And other days, and every other like part of the summer is like, this is bearable. But the thing is, it's also hot in fall and winter and spring, which sucks. Been a hot minute, but I remember plucking ferns when I was younger. When I was a child, I lived in Virginia, and we lived, like, there were woods behind our house, and I would just go out in the woods as child. Would just go play in the nature. Climb a tree, clamber into a bramble bush. It's fine. Mediterranean weather, yay. I hate it. I hate it here. I hate it here so much. I gotta move, but I don't know where. I don't know where or how. Currently suffering no AC. Yeah, that's the other thing, is there's no AC here. I've been making do with a box fan and then opening my door and window. You get a cross breeze, you got a box fan. It hasn't... I don't think it's gone above mid-80s yet this summer. I think maybe there was one day in the low 90s. Today was 82. It was like kind of hot when I got home from work, but I opened that door. I just looked at the weather. It says it's gonna be in the 90s on Saturday, so that's gonna suck. Don't like that. But even then, it's like 91. That's livable. I have ice packs, I guess. I would quite literally be in physical pain without an AC. Surprisingly heat resistant, so an open window is enough for you right now. Yeah, I'm like, with it in the 80s, it's like if you... yeah, as long as you've got that cross breeze, it's pretty fine. Maybe keep your doors and windows shut before noon, and then afternoon, once it starts cooling down, once the sun starts getting lower in the sky, then you can let it all out. But I mean, like, in past years, there have been days where it's, like, gotten over 100, and that's where it's, like, I am covering myself in ice packs. Body hates the heat more than I do and breaks out into hives when it gets too much sun or temperature. I recently started getting those, not badly, but, like, what are they, like, finger bumps, or whatever they call them. I went out, I forgot sunscreen. At the beginning of summer, I went to, like, a fair. It was like a Japan fair, and there was a lot of good food, and I just kind of forgot that the sun was a factor in life. I'm used to bringing sunscreen when I go to the beach, but I forgot that fairs... Like, I know in my head that fairs are outside, and that outside is where the sun is, but, like, I didn't connect the dots in my head that fair is outside event, meaning there's gonna be sun, so I forgot to wear sunscreen. And it was not terrible, honestly, because we weren't out there all day, maybe just, like, a few hours, and it was overcast for the first part, but I did get sunburn, and then afterwards, my hands, like, broke out in little hives, and I was like, now what happened here? And I had to Google, and it'd be like, yeah, that just happens from the sun sometimes. Like, they're not blisters. It's just like, sometimes your body puts bumps on you. Not a fan. Hit like 45 degrees C over the summer heat wave for half a year back. That sounds very bad. I'm pretty sure, isn't like 30 degrees hot? Let me do my American, conversion. 113 Fahrenheit, that's way too hot. You've never had sunburn before? Wild. I'm actually, like, I know, I have some friends who burn real fast. Like, they will get a sunburn on their shoulder just from driving in a car in the sun. If I'm, like, first and foremost, everybody should be wearing sunscreen regardless of whether you burn or not, because cancer, you can get skin cancer from the UV. Doesn't matter your skin tone, doesn't matter whether you burn or tan or what. Wear sunscreen. Protect yourself. But second, I burn a lot more easily now that I spend a lot of time inside. I used to have to be outside all day to get a burn. Like, if it was like we went to a water park and I forgot to reapply sunscreen, or like go to the beach and like forget sunscreen or whatever, I would burn. But if I'm just spending like a few hours out in the sun, I would just kind of tan and it would be fine. But as I got older, I'm spending less time outside. Now that I'm no longer in school, I'm spending the majority of my time inside. So my skin has changed to the color of a bright white sheet of fresh printer paper. And I'm still fine, like, if I could go for like a 30-minute walk or whatever in the sun and it's fine. But if I'm spending more than a couple hours outside, I should put on some sunscreen or I'll get burnt. I have so many ads about cancer here. I think skin cancer is your most common. Yeah. Your AC broke just before Christmas. Wait. You're in Australia, right? Yeah, so Christmas is summer for you. That sucks. I was about to be like, wow, that's convenient that it broke in the winter, that you have plenty of time to get it fixed. No, seasons is opposite. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your suffer. I've been debating getting, like I live in an apartment, so I can't like install central air or anything, but I've been debating getting just like a window unit. Got KFC wearing Christmas in July bucket hats right now. Let's go. God, I wish it was cold. I wish it was cold here.
How wonderful.
Thank you, oh great helper. Here, have another samosa. And have some pate and bread.
And I'm sure you want some tea too. And here's some of my curry.
Your plate is overflowing. You see everything on your plate sway back and forth. You eat as much as possible before everything falls down.
Oh,
You burp.
ew.
Ha, nice reflexes, Sifrin.
Everyone starts laughing happily. You laugh too. Hee-hoo. You're surrounded by your allies. Your heart lifts. You love them. I love them. You're glad you got to spend time with them. You're glad you got to know them better. You're glad.
Fred, are you okay?
Thank you, Nightbot.
Want some more stacks?
You smile. Yes, please.
Then eat. Eat as much as you want.
You all ate and laughed under the stars. Tomorrow, once again, you'll go into the house and fight the king. But today you're happy. You almost want to be Sif, almost. Well, if there's what, we got, really? He doesn't need your help on a quest? Hang out with Isabeau. There's one thing this game is teaching you. It's that you can change to be whoever you want to be. You're going to need to start wearing a big old wizard's cap, and also you're going to need to poke your eye out. Sorry, but that's the only way. I think there's maybe another way. I don't think you need the outfit or the eye patch. The house is gay. I might just be Sifrin already. He's just like me for real, for real. You play with the orb.
The house is gate, huh? It's bigger than I thought. So scary. It really is locked shut. I can see space for us to put the orbs.
This whole adventure, this whole journey. After all this time, I can finally open it.
Are you Sifrin or Sifrout? I'm Sifrin around.
I have my orb right here.
I don't remember this illustration. I feel like we must have seen it, but I forgot-y.
Let's go for it then.
Orbs. Right, seems to want to do its own thing anyway. Sure wouldn't mind leaving. Just a Sifry little goober. You had a nice time yesterday. Hanging out with Isabeau under the stars. You got memory of stargazing. You'll always remember this.
Hi, Stardust. I didn't want to interrupt before, but you got a new memory. When equipped, memory of stargazing boosts all of your fighter stats by 30. Wow. Your fighter also learned the skill, We Will Win. We Will Win is amazingly strong. When used, it boosts everyone's attack, defense, and attack speed for a few turns.
Wowza, these are good skills.
It's so strong, you'll only be able to use it when you and your fighter have had this exact conversation. So if you loop back to Dormant, you'll have to talk to him all over again. Remember that, okay? But hey, Stardust, it was nice, wasn't it? Hanging out with them all yesterday. They love you now. Your bond with them is stronger now. Isn't that neat?
It is neat. You don't want to have to loop back to before you spent that time with them. What would happen if you stayed with this version of them until the end? You went through the entire house without looping ahead, beat the king, and saw the head housemaiden with them. Would anything happen? Would anything change? Time to walk all the way up and beat the king. I guess we can try. We don't need to explore the other paths. We don't need to, it's that stupid sadness again. Why are we so aggressive here? Wait. It's fine. You're not annoyed or anything. Follow the script. We need to get a save point so we can save and call it a night and go to bed. But ever since the king was introduced, like, it feels like it would be too easy if the king was Sifrin, right? Like, that's too cliche. Like, something bad happens and we wanted our friends to live forever happy. Like, maybe after we beat the king, like, a big meteor comes down and kills everyone, and we don't want that to happen, so we decide to learn Timecraft and stop it all from happening. I should be using their new skills. But, like, I hope not. I guess we'll find out at some point. But, like, I don't know, it still kind of feels like they're hinting at that. Every time Sifrin's like, I don't want to loop back anymore. If that happens, I may genuinely be angry. It feels like a cheap cliche, but I could also see it being written very well. There's only one way to know it. Let's heal you. Do that. We don't need to do big things. We're good. We're so strong. We're so strong. We're literally so strongly. We're gonna go through the house. We're gonna go through the entire house next time, I think. I had on our to-do list. So strong. I had on our to-do list. We did, we got the family tale. Talked to the librarian about Timecraft. Talked to Loop. We talked to the Chateau Castler. There were 2 paths on floor 3 that we haven't gone through yet, but we know they're not the correct paths. Because we've already found the correct path. So, I was thinking that this stream, I didn't realize that these stories would be so sweet and so touching, and I didn't think we'd talk about cool internet stuff. I didn't think we'd have very good, cool conversations about gender and internet for a hot minute. But I'm gonna update my to-do list. We're gonna go with... Go through whole gender and internet, a tale as old as time. Well, maybe gender, but internet's probably only as old as the internet, which hasn't existed for as long as time has existed, I think. A tale as old as internet, perhaps. A tale as old as internet, perhaps. Go through the whole castle. Don't fall for death's trick. We need to interact with Mirabelle's statue again, which I guess we're gonna need to do to get the knife. I'm gonna type for statue reasons. For statue understanding reasons. I'm trying to think if there was anything else that... I'm guessing, I want to say the sharpening stone is probably in one of those paths we haven't gone yet. Either that or it's a reward you get for fishing 1,000,000 times. But I don't know if we need the sharpening stone. Like, I don't know if we need to keep that knife for anything. I guess if we beat the king and still have to loop again, then we'll find out. Wait, can I? Hold on. Let me call Loop and see what we can talk about. Hi, Loop. Let's have a questions about... Oh, we have to go to the candle room for candles. Candle room, read about timecraft. These are the things we can do. I didn't get the long thingy thing. We can't build our bomb. Shrugs and time loop obfuscation shenanigans. We're not gonna be able to build a bomb this time because I forgot to get the long thingy thing. Unless maybe, wait. Why can I still talk about the book fan? So that's what the ending of that book series is about. Where the hero is from, what their history is, it doesn't matter. What a stupid series. Just go and let that book fan know if you haven't already. And we did. I love to chat, Stardust, but you have other things to do, don't you? Come by and see me anytime. Okay. I didn't get a long thingy thing. We can't build a bomb. That's what the item is called. It's a long thingy thing and a gizmo gadget and a secret ingredient. Closing remarks on side quest. Okay. That's good to know. Okay. So we'll go through the whole castle next time. We'll double check Mirabelle's statue again to see if that teaches us anything. We'll check the candle room to read about the craftonomy book. I know I just saved, but we're gonna do it again. Let's go to our goodbyes screen. We certainly went a little longer. We certainly extended that stream time by quite a bit, but it was worth it. It was extremely... I'm glad we did all of those in one stream, actually. I'm really glad we got to see the end of Isabeau's story. Not the end of Isabeau's story, but like Isabeau's little side quest. I'm glad we got to see the stars with Izzy. I'm glad we got to teach Bonnie to fight. I'm glad we solved Odil's crisis. I'm glad we helped Mirabelle figure out how to hack the change. And I don't want anything bad to happen to any of these characters. Loading a pistol. It's a shame that's the end of Isabeau's story. It ends here. We did it. We got the ending. Nothing else has to happen. Happily ever after. They're fine now. Forever. And ever. And ever. And ever. And ever. No. We are going to play more of this next week. We're going to continue our adventure. It's going to be exciting. Hopefully, I'm curious to see if we beat the king now, if it's gonna make us loop back again and there's like a whole nother arc to this game, or if that's like, this is an ending you can get. Like if you beat the king and it's just like, yippee, you've done it. But what, and then you get like a little teaser at the end that's like, but what if there's more that you didn't do? Will you loop back and end it all just to find out, to satisfy your own curiosity? And the answer is, of course I'm going to. I love this game. I want to see all of it. But I don't want to make the characters suffer, so it would be a very, very hard choice. You're gonna love like 1/4 of the stream VOD being standing still and talking. Such is literally the life. That's how a lot of VODs go, not just Ify. Such is the Ify% life. It's so easy to get me distracted. It's so easy. Rocked up once and accidentally got him yapping for an hour and a half. I feel like you could probably find one of my VODs where we play the game for all of 5 minutes and we spend like the rest of the time going to Wikipedia or something like that. It's real easy. Somebody else. Yeah. But for tonight, for the now, it's time to go to bed. Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you everybody for hanging. Thank you everybody for chatting. I was gonna got caught talking for 3 hours. Sometimes a conversation is just really good. Sometimes you get to pick up pick up the game and just set it aside for a second while you get to talk about understanding yourself and cool internet hacks and all the usernames you've had over the years. This is very important. Bed is for weaklings. Nah, I gotta wake up in the morning and do work. I have to do job. I have to answer emails. I have to type a lot of numbers into a computer. I've been doing basically all emails all this week. And that is part of my job, but that is not my main job. I should be typing numbers into a computer, and I haven't been able to do that. I'm gonna have to do that all day tomorrow, and that's my favorite part of the job, so that's gonna be great. I can even put on like a show in the background while I do so. You were so not sleeping, but you wish everyone that is a good rest. Make sure you are getting a good night's sleep, Fred. I know many a times you will come and take a nap in a stream. Make sure you are getting your full night of sleep when you need to. A second. I'm gonna send y'all over to Starby. Playing cool just chatting. It's my favorite game of the internet, honestly. Starby Frog, very, very cool of the internet. A star, a bee, a frog, we just don't know. What is this video? I think it's a Korean video about a thief, and the thief is a cat, and the thing it's stealing is its own food. I have to get back to you on that one. Anyway, thank you everybody for hanging, thank you everybody for chatting, thank you everybody for spinning in circles. Thank you everybody for loving these characters with me. Thank you to the lurkers, thank you to the VOD watchers. Y'all are the coolest of the internet. We'll be back Wednesday with more. Monday we'll be back playing Crow Country. Yippee! We're gonna send you to Starby. Let me get this beautiful raid set up. Yippee! 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 Good night, 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 good night.